Ezekiel 25:17. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
Only a Carpathian would come back to life now and choose New York. Tasty pick. Bonehead.
We were every bit the force. We live, we breathe, we sweat, we paid the price to be the best. Never been about the boys in the office. The boys that have gone out there night in, night out, doing everything they could to be the very best at what they chose to do in their life. Those boys are here tonight.
Well, I must have been away too long because my feelings are dead. I feel no remorse.
I only am who I am because I was born that way. I have a gift, and I am trying to not be selfish about it, but to use it.
My job consists of basically masking my contempt for the assholes in charge. And at least once a day, retiring to the men's room so I can jerk off while I fantasize about a life that doesn't so closely resemble hell.
It's my house, and if you don't like it, get the fuck out.
Grab a dog. I choke him, and I kick the shit out of him. And I all day long, I put up a dog's ass. Just bang, bang, bang up his ass. That's my pleasure.
Go back to bed, America. Your government has figured out how it all transpired. Go back to bed, America. Your government is in control again. Here you go, America. You are free to do as we tell you. You are free to do as we tell you. You are free to do as we tell you.
Sometimes shit happens. Someone has to deal with it. And who are you going to call?
Oh, you guys like to tell jokes and giggle and kid around, huh? Giggling like a bunch of young broads in a school. Well, let me tell a joke.
And boom goes the dynamite.
Love stinks.
Love stinks.
Love stinks.
Love stinks.
All right, buddies. It's the Ron and Fez show on this made-up holiday, St. Valentine's Day. I'm Ron, there's Fez.
Hiya, buddy. Happy Valentine's.
Earl working the music, and that was a nice shout-out to the old WNEW team, Earl.
Right back at you, baby.
He can't pull it off. Even
No.
just saying hello in the morning can't pull it off. 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. Fez, this is one of those holidays I do not like because it's not real, and it only sets guys up as a way to fail. You're very, very lucky on today, Fez. You've never really had to do with a Valentine. Same goes to you, Earl. You've never had to do with it. But this holiday gets so many guys so screwed up and trying not to fail. I know plenty of people who accidentally got engaged on Valentine's Day, just as a way of saying, I don't know what to get, I don't know what to do, I don't want to fuck up, I can't make dinner reservations because every restaurant is packed, I'll just go out and buy a ring.
Yeah, just from lack of imagination.
Well, what can you do? All you can do is fail. You think I'm going to do a card, and then you get like a card and a stupid bear or whatever the fuck you're supposed to do, and you see that look on her face, that look of, okay, I'm with an idiot. I'm with a moron. And that's what you have to deal with.
Someone who doesn't know me at all if they think I like a teddy bear.
Yeah, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. What are you and Earl doing tonight, Fez? Just, what is it, the Sex and the City Marathon? How do you guys celebrate?
Well, we'll do what we do every year.
Yeah.
Just go out for a quiet dinner, the two of us, commiserate.
Right.
You know, and then just realize that this is our real family.
Yeah.
Our friends are our family.
You know, that's a good point. It's, not all family is blood related. We've figured that out.
Gonna have a nice sambuca. It'll be a nice night.
This will be like the 8th year in a row.
You told me today, you woke up today upset about some of the things going on with Earl, and you said you just wanted to take a moment to talk about Earl today.
Yeah, because I really appreciate Earl.
Wow.
I really do. And I know Earl's been running into a tough spot here, a tough patch.
Yeah.
And, things are getting put on Earl and everything. But I wouldn't want to do this show at XM without Earl.
Wow.
I just want to say that. There is no other producer I would rather have than Earl right now.
What about Billy the Phone Freak?
Oh, Billy would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so
he's a booker.
definitely in your top two.
Yes. Yes.
All right, so you see that, Earl?
So I just want everyone to know, especially Earl, that I appreciate him.
All right, here is Chris. Chris, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Yeah.
Hey, Chris.
Valentine's Day is a fucking joke. Everybody has to go out, spend money on a bitch, and then tomorrow, we're scumbags again for another year.
And today you walk on eggshells. Today is a very difficult day of walking on eggshells. And here is another thing, Fezzy, where people don't understand. They leap into a kind of a Catholic day. I don't know why Protestants who don't even believe in saints want to say to themselves, oh, it's let's do something for St. Valentine.
It's like they're forced into it because of their relationship.
But why? I mean, is it a marketing thing? It's nothing any guy, or I want to say this, a woman would do most of the time, that with the flowers, you can't even send it to her house. You have to send it to work so that the people she works with sees that somebody cares about her.
Oh, so true. It can't just be a nice gift. It has to be a display. It has to be a promotion.
Yes.
Where the world gets to see it.
Yes, and that's why it's so awful. It's just terrible from the word go. Here's Bo. Bo, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, I miss Blue Man Fez.
I miss Blue Man Fez, too, because he brought something to the show, to radio itself, that was missing, and that was the art of mime.
Hey, let me tell you how awesome of a wife I have. Yesterday I got a text message, and on it said, don't buy me anything for Valentine's Day. I texted her back, why? She texted me and said, it's just an industry money-making scheme. That's how awesome of a wife I have.
You said awesome, right?
Awesome. She's the best. Don't buy me anything.
Because the phone screeners has put up awful, which would have been a much more interesting call. I never would have went to any guy bragging about his wife.
Yeah, I want to hear about the shrew that's demanding candy and flowers.
Well, see, that's the thing, Fez. It's never a demand. It's never you better do the right thing. But there's an underlying disappointment that you don't want to be caught up with. If they would demand and say, look, when this day runs around, I want you to hand me a gift certificate for $350, then you would know what it was costing you, what you had to do, and you would be able to get through it. The fact of the matter is that you don't know, that you can't do the same thing every year. You can't act like, well, here's your flowers, and now we're going out to Arby's. You don't know what the fuck she wants.
That's the bad thing. Yeah, you have to come up with something new every single year. The teddy bear in the heart-shaped boxers is only going to work once.
Why not just call it Oral Day, and they all get oral and we get out of it? And that's the deal. Today, I'm going to put you to sleep. There's the difference. Here's Adam. Adam, you're on Fez.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Yeah.
I was wondering if this is a homosexual holiday as well, if Valentine's Day goes for both hetero and or homo.
Gay, let me check on that. Fez, Earl, is that in both communities? How does that work?
Oh, it's definitely in both communities. I think.
Yeah. Earl?
In the black community, yes. Wait a minute, I'm not gay.
I didn't say you were gay. I just asked the question. For you to answer, does it make you gay?
Oh, okay.
No.
That clears up everything.
No, we talked to Eastside about this. He made the stupid mistake of getting back with his girl right before Valentine's. So this is going to cost him extra. And now he's got to overdo it tonight, too.
If only he could have waited a couple weeks. He'd have a year to put this off.
Yeah, you're never really thinking. And again, is it a real holiday? No. Do the kids have off school? No. I don't get it. I don't even understand it. Here's the boss, Boss Hogg. You're on Ron and Fez. How are you, pal?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
What do you got, boss?
Just wondering if you guys knew where this whole Valentine's Day thing originated. I mean, who's responsible for this stuff?
Well, Saint Valentine, of course, is a Catholic saint. And I forget what the gimmick was. Didn't he write poems or something when he was being put to death?
Yeah, I believe that's what it was.
Yeah.
And then I had something else, guys. Everybody's wife says they don't want anything for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, and they do.
I can believe it. You got to get them something.
Yeah, you're right. Everybody's wife says, oh, no, it's no big deal, honey. But then she's disappointing you. It should be just called Disappointment Day.
Until they see another wife getting a bigger bouquet of flowers at the cubicle across from her.
Cubicle, huh? This is a whole cubicle thing going back and forth. Jeff, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, buddy.
I miss Tyrannosaurus Fez.
I do, too. His tiny little arms and that strong jaw was unbelievable.
He hasn't been around in 60 million years.
Has a mean streak, though. I'm in Brooklyn right now. Last year, I had to order flowers online and, get her flowers to her school. Now she wants me to go to her school. So I'm in Brooklyn right now trying to find a parking spot to hand her flowers in front of her teacher friends so she looks better, because every year it's got to be a step up.
Yeah, that's the problem. And before you know it, you're going to have to buy the state of Illinois. You've got
Take it easy, Clarky.
Yeah, take it easy, Clarky. It just gets bigger and bigger every year.
Just go in singing The Carpenter's Close to You, like in that movie Parenthood.
It's so difficult.
So that the entire class applauds.
Jeff, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys, how you doing?
Yeah.
Hey, did you ever notice that on the TV commercials, it's always on the guy to buy the perfect gift? You never see a TV commercial where a woman is trying to surprise her man with the perfect gift.
A woman never gives you anything. It's like fucking Secretary's Day for your chick. It's like you never get anything back.
You gotta hide the diamonds, and it's crazy.
Yeah, and that's what it always comes down to. Tell her you love her with a diamond.
It's, make this a Valentine's Day she'll never forget.
Yes.
It has to be etched in her memory, burned in there forever.
Why?
For it to be right.
Why? It's just insane. And there's really not a day for guys that women come in and take care of guys. And don't say every day, because that's fucking annoying. That's the worst answer you can give.
They'll say the Super Bowl. I've heard that gimmick.
Yeah, well, it's a lie. It's a lie. Crack, you're on Ron and Fez. How are you, pal?
Oh, I'm not bad. I miss heterosexual Fez.
He was the best. He was the best.
Never cared for him.
They said the other day that guys usually spend $100 on their significant other for Valentine's Day. Fuck that. I made my old lady buy me dinner when I was home the other day.
Yeah, well.
You got,
you beat her.
Valentine's.
I mean, you've taken it in a whole different direction, and you're beating a woman.
He punches her in the heart.
I'm like Dick Cheney, just blow a lot in her face.
All right, thank you very much. The Dick Cheney jokes are going to be around for quite some time, Fez.
We got a big window open on that one.
866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. Here's Pat. Pat, you're on Ron and Fez. How you doing, pal?
Pretty good, guys. How you doing today?
Good.
I'm depressed. I have one of those wives that tells you every time not to get her something, but every time you have an argument, it's thrown in your face.
Right.
I didn't get her anything for Valentine's Day. It's just a year-long kick in the balls.
Yeah, and then you'll have to hear about something that her sister got or whatever. Just fucking insane. Why can't we just be normal? Why do you have to sit and work yourself up into whatever society deems, I don't know, appropriate? Is that where we're at with it? I mean, you know, I remember being a little kid and saw my dad didn't know how to handle this holiday. It's nothing that guys know or want to do. It's awful. It's like a funeral. You know what I mean? Like at a funeral, you never know what to say. Valentine is even if you have a great present, to give it properly, you know, you're just standing there with a big dumb heart. Oh, it's just fucking, just insane. 866 Ron Zero Fez, 866 Ron Zero Fez. Dan, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, one. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
One time, my wife, she told me not to get her anything, so I didn't.
Yeah.
I came home that night, and she was sucking my brother's dick, and Earl sucks nigger dick.
Well, here's the thing, Dan. That took away from the night that you sucked your brother's dick, and that really hurts. That's how she got back at you. She knows that you like to suck cock, and she leapt in. Here's Dan. Dan, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Dan.
Hey.
Yeah.
How you boys doing?
We're okay, buddy.
Yeah, okay, so last year I've been dating my girlfriend for now 4 years, and last year I went to her house and made her dinner and had flowers over there. And this year I had to call yesterday, and she said, well, you know, if you're not going to bother bringing me flowers and stuff to work, she goes, just don't even bother. And, you know, last year she was all, oh, you're the sweetest thing, that was so nice, and this year it's, no, if you're not going to bring it to work, don't even bother.
Unbelievable. Bring it to work.
Oh, no, but she has to have these flowers and stuff in front of her friends, even though last year I made such a big deal about it. And I'm almost like, you know what, fuck it, you know. And what's really bad is she's listening right now on the way to work, and she's going to be yelling at me later. But
well, I just want to point out to her she's an awful person. And you seem like you're a good dude. You've had to deal with this time and time again, but she's awful.
Awful, a horrible person.
Yeah, she is. She's worse than Hitler. I mean, wow. I know that a lot of people make a big deal about what Hitler did, but did he make somebody show up at work with flowers? No. Absolutely not.
He might as well show up there on a leash if he's going to do that. Just to show. Like anything else, it turns into a competition with these ladies.
And it's not going to be good enough. It's not going to be good enough. There's nothing you can do to really land this thing year in and year out. You can't be consistent. Every once in a while, yeah, you're going to hit the three-pointer. That's going to work out for you. But overall, you don't stand a chance dealing with it.
Because on this day, you have to give something personal. It can't just be functional or anything like that, like Christmas where you can get away with, like, here's a sweater. It has to be personal. It has to be thought out.
Here's a sweater. You've never been married, have you, my friend? You never get away with here's a sweater. Maybe with your sister, never with your chick. It's just not going to work for you. Only guys like functional things. I mean, let's we'll talk about functional. What purpose in life is there for a diamond? Unless you're cutting glass, is there any reason in the world to have a diamond? And yet women love them. Women and rappers love diamonds. I don't get it. You could do so many other things. Honey, you wouldn't rather have a boat, something we could go out on every once in a while?
Imagine what you could buy after, like, just say 10 years of Valentine's Day gifts, saving that money. Something really good.
And you know what, Fez? It's not even the money. It's the fact that it's not appreciated. That you really can't pull it off. You can't make it work. Here's Doug. Doug, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Doug.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Yeah.
Just something to add to a lot of the stories that have been coming along. When I first started dating my wife, I did the same mistake of sending her the roses to her house. She got all pissed off. I was like, I want people at work to see them, so I made her a deal. I said, if I'll give you a dozen roses every month for a year if you agree not to tell anybody about it. And she wouldn't take the deal. It's the whole thing.
It's not about the flowers. It's about the office competition.
It is not about the flowers. It's about other women seeing that somebody has sent her flowers. Because, again, if you really like flowers, if you care about flowers, you don't want to see them cut off and stuck in a goddamn vase. That's stupid. You would rather have a plant. Try sending a woman a plant on Valentine's Day. They'll be fucking furious with you.
No, actually, my mother, she loves plants and hates flowers. And so, of course, my father gets her flowers every year just to drive her nuts. And but she appreciates, she's one of the few people that appreciates the thought behind it. But again, it's all about, just showing off in front of your friends and your girlfriends or whatever.
Why do you like him so much, Fez? I'm trying to figure it out.
Some days it's harder than others.
Yeah.
But yeah, I adore him.
Here's a big bald guy. You're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, big bald.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Yeah.
Hey, you guys talking about the Valentine's Day and being such bullshit. Last week I cashed in a week's worth of vacation time. I figured I could use the money to do some stuff around the house with. Once my wife found out about it, she started laying all these hints about what she wants for Valentine's Day. So I surprised her yesterday. I got this big thing of chocolates and some flowers, and she's been bugging me for this MP3 player. So I got her this 2-gigabyte MP3 player, holds like 10,000 songs on it, and she starts complaining that it wasn't the pink one that she wanted. And, I probably won't even get her a Valentine's Day card or even far less.
You know what? Get her the pink MP3 player, but first take a hammer and smash it all up, and then stick it in there and say, here, you got what you wanted, and then it's destroyed. You know what would be nice? It's just a box of steaks. Just send her a box of steaks at work.
Here's something for your heart.
Yeah, here's something nice. Enjoy. Matter of fact, have these things on a plate by the time I get home. How's that sound to you?
That's got to be more than enjoyable than roses.
Well, at least with steaks, you get a nice meal out of it. I'm fucking starving. We get any steaks around here, Earl?
Well, I can get you one if you want.
Without you going into a long story about your mom and how sweet she is? Save that story for Mother's Day.
My mom likes steaks.
Mama, I know, but it's uncomfortable for me to hear about. You're at the age now that you should be able to talk about a woman and not have it be your mom. You need to start dating. All you guys around here need to start dating. It's making me weird. Mohawk, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
What you got, Mohawk?
I miss Mohawk, Fez.
Me too.
So I'm in a little bit of a dilemma. Last night, in the middle of dinner, my girlfriend decides to tell me that she's an S&M freak and that she's been hiding it from me for a year and a half. And she started to show me websites where she wants all these different shit for me to tie her to the wall. And mid-sex last night, she had me wrap my belt around her neck, and I'm a little weirded out. I don't know if I should break up with her on Valentine's Day before I get her a gift or stick it out. I don't know if I'm a vag because I don't want to actually try this stuff.
I honestly think that you would be more comfortable with another guy. Any fucking guy who doesn't want to wrap a fucking belt around his chick's neck while he's banging her is gay.
I don't want to fucking choke her out while I'm in the middle of having sex.
Bro, I'll sit there and headbutt her while I'm fucking banging her. If that's what she needs, if that's what's going to get her over the fence, you got to be there for her.
So why hide it for a year and a half?
Because she knows she's dating a pussy. What you need to do is say, look, honey, you take a glove out that you had fucking glued some nails to, and then punch her in the thigh. That's what she's looking for.
So you think the rough stuff is the good shit?
You know what? Just go for it. While you're banging her, reach over and tear off a toenail and say, look, you want to go to the wall? Here we are. It's me and you from now on.
I know where this shit leads, and I don't need another thumb in my ass. That'll be some surprise later on in the relationship.
That's all you really want, but you want it from a guy. That's your problem. You're afraid to stand up here. You ought to show up dressed like the Gimp. Oh, he hung up all... Oh, our phones fucking blew up. Call Wiki, would you? And say, we need fucking phones to do a show. We need phones to do a show. It's 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. I don't understand these guys. They're always acting like, I'm looking for a wild woman, I'm looking for a wild woman. The moment they find one, they take the step back. They're worried.
Yeah.
Now they don't know what to do.
He's got a chick who's asking to have a noose put around her neck. One you don't have to sneak up on.
You got to be there for her. Earl, the S&M thing turned you off?
No, give her what she wants.
Yeah.
If that's what she wants and that's what makes her happy, go for it.
I'll go home with an aluminum bat.
It's bat day.
Yeah. But see, now, the guy's going, why did she wait a year and a half? Because look at the way you react. She needs a tight belt around the neck. That's what she needs. The S&M thing getting gigantic, Fez.
Yeah, and just all different variations of it, too.
Have you ever tried?
No, I've never.
See if it's
Ow, you're hitting me with stuff. Ow.
Is this working for you?
Now that's a scissors. Be careful.
Seriously.
Ow.
Nothing's working there.
No, if anything, I'm limper.
What? Here's Diana. Diana, you're on Ron and Fez.
It's Deanna.
Whatever.
No, I'm just saying. I don't like. I'm going to tell you why the women.
Then bitch at your parents.
Go ahead, honey.
No, listen.
Go ahead, Diana.
They're just all cunts. They all want to look good in front of their friends.
Don't say they, say we.
Not me.
Yes, you're part of it.
Do you know what I've got? I don't get anything for Valentine's Day. I don't care. It doesn't bug me.
Yeah.
I swear.
So you don't like other women. That's your deal.
No, I like other women. I think
sexually.
Look, once I moved to California, and I realized how they just care about what everybody else thinks. And
What happened? Did somebody steal a guy away from you? What's got you anti-woman?
Oh no, not women. They're just bitches.
What happened? Did they used to tease you in school?
No.
Fat girl, something like that? You didn't have the right
friends.
purse?
I was a dancer. It's not anything to do with that.
Ah, you were a dancer.
I'm just honest.
Yeah.
That is how they are.
Yeah.
95% of the women in the world. And guys are dumb because if they would just be a little bit mean to them.
You say, so be a little bit rough on the girl, she'll like you better.
Yeah.
Guys are too milquetoast. They're too sissified.
If you act like you want her, she's gonna be like, oh, it's too easy.
Yeah.
But if you're a dick to her, then she'll be okay. She'll stick around.
All right, fuckface.
Don't call me a fuckface.
Oh, I thought that's what I was supposed to do. I didn't know. I got really confused.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's
Okay, bye-bye. See, the second I thought I was going with it, it blew up on me.
See, she says that's what she wants.
Yeah.
She doesn't.
You know, here's what kills me. And Fez, you're the genius who came up with this deal. That isn't about us and them. It's about them and their coworkers and their friends and this. Because women, the way that they act, the way that they dress, the things that they do for other women, not for us. They dress for other women, not for us. They put makeup on for other women. The fact of the matter is, let's face it, we don't notice. We don't know. If they got an $800 Prada bag, doesn't mean shit to me. I'm not going to be like, I will only fuck a girl with a Prada bag. I have no idea. Walk down the street with a sandwich bag with your money inside of it. I won't even notice between that and a Prada bag. Unless I can put my dick in it, I don't care what kind of bag you have. So stop acting like you're doing this for us. You're not dressing for us. You're not picking shoes out for us. You're doing it for each other. I don't care if you come home with a burlap bag wrapped around you. It doesn't matter. Just admit the fact that all you care about is each other, and we're on the outside.
Women hate each other. It's not good enough that they leave the house with their hair looking just right. The other girl's hair has to look bad. That's the only way to feel better about their own hair.
So women hate women?
Women despise women.
I never knew I had so much in common with women. This is unfucking believable.
They're horrible creatures.
I'm learning so much today on this show. So it's not like a friendly competition, in your opinion. It's hate.
Yeah, and it's not even, well, I want to look good and wear nice things and have nice things and feel good about myself through materialism. It also has to be where you're better, that the other girl doesn't have as nice of things as you.
Yeah, but is that hate or is that friendly competition? That's where I'm confused about your theory.
There's nothing friendly about it whatsoever.
Okay.
It's to make the other person feel bad about themselves, the other woman. That's where it all comes from. Women hate women. Despise them.
All right, let me check with Earl. Earl, women hate women?
Absolutely.
We know Diana does. That fuckface, she hates women.
Deanna.
Whatever. Whatever. All right, so you're teaching me something here, Fez.
Yep.
You're teaching me something about your sex. Here's Noodle Yanker. You're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Noodle.
Hey, I miss Gay Bashing Fez.
Me too. He was something else.
Yeah, check this out, brother. I've been married for 10 years. My wife is a florist, and I can't get her flowers every year. And she works with a bunch of girls and all.
Yeah, you can't send flowers to a flower shop.
You can't.
Good
So
point.
Where'd you get these from?
After 10 years of marriage, I finally I got her first vibrator, and I had that sent to her work in front of her girlfriends. And it was delivered by a big guy, and he kicked her in the uterus.
Huh. All right. Thank you very much. It's an interesting story.
And I'm
Interesting story.
sure it had to be the biggest and best vibrator.
Tam, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies.
Body.
This is my space, Fezzy. Fezzy, I just wanted to ask you, what are you doing for Crazy Jen for Valentine's Day?
Crazy Jen, the last time you talked to her, Fez, you made her cry. You guys still on the outs?
I have not spoken with Crazy Jen since she hung up on us talking to us on this show. Haven't spoke to her. She tried to screw with my email, and yet for some reason, she's the upset one. She's lucky I don't take her on a Dick Cheney quail hunt for Valentine's Day.
You're that mad over it, huh?
Yeah, a little upset.
Yeah. Are guys competitive like that with guys? You know, I guess like women aren't impressed with cars and stuff like that. That guys act like, oh yeah, now I got this new El Camino. Now that I got this baby restored, I'll be getting a lot of pussy. But I don't think it really impresses women.
Yeah, guys are competitive, but on a larger material scale.
I don't know. I don't think I am with my friends. I don't think I ever try to act like I have better things than you, or I'm upset if you get something better than me. I don't think I feel competitive with my friends.
Women just do it on a whole nother level.
Yeah.
They have to be mentally superior, emotionally superior to the other women.
Here's what we could do here. We ought to try this, Fez. Sometime, you won't tell us when. Over the next couple months, so it won't be too soon. Wear the same clothes 2 days in a row and see if anybody in this office notices. I guarantee you'll be able... I think you can get away a good 2 weeks before somebody said, hey, that's the same clothes.
Yeah. No one here would notice.
Yeah. So don't tell us. Don't tell any of us. And see how long you can go on one stretch. We'll even do it over the next 3 months. And, so it'll already be out of our mind. But I bet you'll be able to go on a real run with this thing before any of us will say same clothes.
Yeah, and oh my God, if a woman tried that, if let's say a woman had some sort of emergency and had to wear the same outfit the next day, the catty chat in the office would be through the roof.
Is that right?
She would be called every name. Oh, that's the kind of weakness they look for, Ronnie. Any sort of slip-up. A woman cannot slip up in front of other women.
How is it slipping up, though? That's what I don't understand. I think they're all falling for the same gimmick. Mike, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to know what some of the guys are getting. I guess it was 2 years ago. I got a nice bracelet for her that she wanted and all this other stuff. And my gift was golf balls, which would be fine if I played golf or owned clubs. But
I've never gotten a Valentine's present. Never.
So,
well, nor would I expect one.
Yeah, it's pretty
I'm
crappy.
thinking if I ever got a card or, something, but
yeah,
if I did, I don't even know it. I mean, but that card, I will, no matter what the occasion is, when I'm reading a card, I will run out of interest by the time I'm at the end of that card.
Yeah, I hear you.
And how long are you supposed to hang on to a card? Like, let's say you do get a Valentine's Day card.
Mm-hmm.
Is that supposed to, like, go up on the shelf or something and sit there for a week, 2 weeks? How long before you can just chuck it?
I'd say a day or two. That's about it.
Yeah, I don't think anybody thinks about it the day it's over. It's a minor holiday at best. And if anything, it's just another chance for a guy to get in trouble. And, some of these guys act like, oh, I don't want to get in trouble. I can't be in that king or queen's fucking relationship. You know what I mean? I can't act like, oh, I'm sorry I got your frozen turkey. I thought it would go over better. I just, you know what? This isn't working out. It's not working out. I should just leave.
Yeah, there shouldn't be a holiday where a guy ends up afraid of it.
That's everyone, brother. That's every birthday, Mother's Day, you're going to fuck up with your mom. Christmas, you're going to fuck up. There is not a holiday that is not just a bear trap for a man to step into. Other than 4th of July, the only really good holiday, because it deals with barbecuing and fireworks. There's a holiday any man can get behind.
2 different forms of fire.
Ryan, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies.
Yeah.
Last year, 2 years ago, I was dating this girl, and I went over to surprise her at her house. I walk up to the house, see her through the window, sitting there fucking one of my best friends. So it was about a week before Valentine's Day. I invite her over to my house, tell her a big surprise, that place nice. She comes over dressed to the nines, looking all pretty, and fucking call her a cunt, break up with her right on Valentine's Day. Broke her fucking heart. It was wonderful.
Then what you do? Go home and bang your fucking buddy? How could you break her heart if she's on all fours fucking taking it from your pal just a week before?
She's right back over at his house.
Yeah, I don't see her all brokenhearted about this, nor do I think she even knew you two were going out. Chris, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah, you guys think you have problems. Try on Valentine's Day making your wife and your girlfriend happy. One person says you're getting her a better gift. The other one says, no, you shouldn't get her this, you should get her that. That's problems, man. That's
It really is. It's very, very fucking difficult. And I'll tell you now, everybody always wants to go mad and all that. And I'm going to tell you the truth, Fezzy. It's just doubling down your problems. Where literally the only time you're happy is when you're in the fucking car in between both of them. That's the only time that you can put on some music and enjoy yourself. Because other than that, you're just doubling up on the troubles. You're better off with a hooker sometimes, I think. Lisa, you're on Ron and Fez.
I just think it was time y'all heard from some of the women in the silent minority who think Valentine's Day is just utter bullshit.
You hate it, too?
I don't like it. I would much rather go out for my anniversary. At least that's a day.
It's another fuck-up day, God.
No, but I guess I'm lucky that I've got a husband who, he does send me the flowers at work, and that's so nice, every little single occasion, but it just gets to a point where it's a pain in the ass, because then you got to figure out how to get the shit home, and I just,
Plus, what do you do with a teddy bear or a big dog or whatever the hell they tell you to get them?
I know, they'd have to just pile up after the years.
Yeah.
It's just more shit that doesn't need to be in the house.
It's really true.
So, take me out for some really good pizza or something so I don't have to cook. Don't spend $100 when we could be saving for a new sofa or something.
Right, so you don't even want to go out, which also, it's going to be packed out there tonight. Sometimes between Valentine's Day or even Mother's Day, they run these gimmicks where it'll be a big, long table, and you're eating with strangers because they know so many people are going to go out on that night.
No, take me for pizza and really good beer.
Yeah.
And I'm happy.
All right, honey.
Okay.
You could have her for a pie. 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. Fez, I like what you came up to on the competitive thing. I'm trying to think if I'm ever jealous of my friends and all. Earl, are you ever jealous of your buddies?
No, not at all. I don't think about it. And you're absolutely right about if Fez wore the same clothes 2 days in a row, I wouldn't notice.
You never know.
Never.
Well, look at you. You basically, for all I know, could be wearing the same black suit for 8 years. There's no way I would know. I can't follow what anybody's wearing.
Yeah, we have no idea if you have a closet full of those, Earl.
The only way that you're going to notice if a guy's wearing a throwback jersey with a really bad player on it, if somebody comes up with that, that's the only way you're going to know what he's wearing.
He's wearing a Nino Espinosa throwback Met jersey.
Thank you very much. Somebody wearing a Denny Doyle fucking shirt, you're going to go, wait a minute, that guy hit 206. Why do you have that on? 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. Although, you know what? I think I do have a jealousy thing. I just thought of it now. Yesterday, I was so tired. I don't know whether you know, I told you this yesterday. I had one of my insomnia nights, so I hadn't slept for like 30 hours when I left here. I'm staggering home because, we live in Manhattan, so we all walk more than most people do. I'm walking down the street, and this gorgeous woman turns around, gives me the eye. I'm like, hey, finally it's happened. I see she's got a couple of kids. It's Faith, Mikey Boy's wife, looking like, forget $1 million, Fezzy, $2 million on the street. And that's when it got to me. This Mikey Boy, beautiful wife, 2 beautiful kids. He's a lawyer. He's living a better life than us.
Yeah, he's got everything going.
Yeah.
Mikey Boy can't possibly have a bad day. I can't imagine it.
You ever see him in a bad mood?
Never.
Never see him pissed off or annoyed or do something wrong?
No. Everything rolls Mikey Boy's way. Happy-go-lucky Mikey Boy.
She's a dancer, his wife, and she's half twins. She's got another one, looks just like her. And I know they pulled the old switcheroo on Mikey. I know they have.
He's got a spare. That's how good his life is.
Eastside Dave is here, and he wants to tell me something about Valentine's Day. Come in here, Dave. God, he's annoying. How you doing, David?
Hey, Eastside.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Have you ever met Mikey's wife, Mikey Boy's wife?
Woo-wee.
Yeah.
She's something else. You know what I'm saying, Mikey? If you're listening, give me a piece of that, Mikey.
Why do you?
What? We're
not
friends.
going
I know, but
we're
that,
pals.
Yeah.
Ooh, dancers. Woo-wee. That's my cup
Well,
of tea.
she's not like, just to point this out, not like a titty dancer, but like...
she's a real deal.
Yeah, the real dancer.
Ballet and whatnot.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
One of those things.
Classical.
Yeah.
Yum. One time...
Although I got a feeling she never dances with Mikey. I don't have a feeling he's very... that he's out on the dance floor very much.
But one time...
Did you said you went out to dinner with those guys?
I did, yeah. Me and Westside went to dinner with Mikey and his wife, Faith. And I thought she was remarkable looking.
Yeah.
Just beautiful. I just kept drinking wine and staring into those heavenly eyes.
Why act like that? You don't like your
Such
chick?
an animal. I love her. I love her.
So you're back with your chick, right?
Things are doing well right now.
How do you do on the Valentine's Day stuff? Does that work out for you?
Pretty good. There was an incident 3 years ago or so that was sort of traumatizing. She's a humongous Woody Allen fan, and people know that Woody Allen always plays with his jazz band in this place
Monday
called
nights.
Michael's Pub.
Not anymore.
So
now he's uptown. What's that hotel? I'm trying to think of it, Earl. You know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Yes, and
the same place Bobby Short used to say.
yes, and then I'm totally drawing.
But go ahead. So he's not at Michael's Pub anymore.
But he's playing in a place. He always plays at a place
This
in New York
place
City.
now that he plays is like 100 seats. No, not even. Like 100.
You know what?
Maybe like 80 seats.
It wasn't Michael's Pub. That's where we saw him. We saw him in a hotel.
Yeah.
Definitely, because it was very small. And it was really exciting for her and everything like that. And the meal was great. It's
well, you're never more than like 9-10 feet away from him.
I think it's like a minimum of $200 just to get in.
Well, it's a French restaurant. It's a nice restaurant. But you don't have to order the food. You can go there just for the show.
Oh.
I think it's like $50 show tickets, and then you have to have drinks or something.
Oh, I
and I
wasn't
think
aware
he
of that.
gives all the money to the band.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. I thought you had to buy food and have an extra
No,
meal.
but I had the food there. It's terrific.
Well, we did. We had the food. We had the meal. She was completely starstruck. It was awesome. And, I mean, this was maybe the best Valentine's Day gift ever. She loves Woody Allen.
Way to
I saw
go.
her. Everything went well until at the end, I put down my credit card, and it completely failed on me.
Oh, that's rough. That's awkward.
100% funds insufficient. Can you try something else?
Yeah.
I have
You
no
had
other.
nothing else?
I don't have any other credit cards. I had a MasterCard.
Right.
And I was behind on payment. She ended up having to spend. She ended up having to buy. She actually doesn't have a credit card, so she had to go out in like the snow to an ATM machine to get out the cash and then give the guy the cash.
Happy frickin' Valentine's Day.
Was she mad at you, or was she still out of good
She
time?
was pissed for months.
Yeah?
And I don't blame her for cotton picking sake.
Did you ever pay her back?
I haven't done that. Yeah.
No, that slipped your mind.
Yeah.
I promise I will.
She had a nice night, though, didn't she?
She had a great night. That's
so
all
don't
that
make a
counts.
big deal out of it. It's the thought.
She deserved to treat herself. Is it the Carlisle Hotel?
There you go.
That's where we
The
saw
Carlisle.
her. The Carlisle Hotel.
Thank you, Fez.
What a great thing. So if you're going to go there, make sure you have lots of cash and make sure your credit card
Hey,
works.
and that's also a place where you got to give the guy a little something extra just up front.
Yeah. There's
Did
the
you do
main
that
thing.
gimmick?
No, I didn't do that.
Did a little shake your hand with a 20 in it?
Oh,
How
West Side
are
was that?
you? It's wonderful to be here. I'd like to be right up front. Yeah, thank you.
I can't afford any of that nonsense.
What's the difference? Your credit card don't work anyway.
Yeah, have Westside slip him at 20.
You got zero. That should be fine for you.
Yeah, and they actually had to tell us to quiet down at one point.
Why? You were
A
yelling?
little sloppy. I got a little sloppy.
What are you yelling at a jazz show?
I was all excited and stuff, and then I started to say Woody Allen film lines, which really annoyed
See, you could have been thrown out. You see, you're only supposed to be there to dig the music, and he doesn't talk to the audience.
Yeah, I know.
He just sits there very quietly.
Kind of
and
rude.
The guy, well, it's not so much rude. He's an odd guy. He's odd.
I thought he would come around and at least give me a handshake. How you doing? Did you like the meal?
Why?
I don't know. I
Not
kind
his restaurant.
You expect a lot out of people.
I thought he was going to be like Robert De Niro in Raging Bull, where he goes around, he talks to the people.
But see, here's the thing. De Niro has a restaurant downtown, and if he's there when you're eating, he don't come over. He doesn't give a
He's
fuck.
not friendly. The only
No.
friendly person I've ever met is Max Weinberg. Maxie?
What's that mean?
He's the only nice celebrity I've ever met. That's all I'll say. I did real
I don't
quick.
understand your problem with people.
I did find a new way to have to get intercourse though.
With a guy?
with her, we play Mario Kart video game, and every time I beat her, I get my quote unquote reward.
Really? So you're such an adult that it's video games and baby sex.
Every time I win, she's got to give me the reward.
You know what? I bet she does feel like a loser every time she has to give it up. She must feel like the biggest loser ever.
You got to do what you got to do. Hey, it's Valentine's Day.
When I see the way your eyes glow, if I were you, do her a favor and put on some fucking shades when you're banging her.
Yeah, you can't turn out the lights when you're having sex with her. That would be too creepy. Those eyes glowing in the dark like a raccoon's.
Jim, you're on Ron and Fez.
What's up, Ron and Fez?
Yeah.
Hey, women have all the holidays. I mean, they got the anniversary, which is pretty much just a test to see if you can remember it every year. Then they got Valentine's Day, which is created by Hallmark. Why don't we get our own holiday, like Scratch and Number Day, where we just lay around and scratch all day or wake up to a blowjob?
Well, for me, that's every day, but thank you. Here's Scumbag. Scumbag, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Scum.
We lost you, pal. Let me run up here to Paulie. Hey, Paulie, you're on the Ron and Fez show. What do you say there, buddy?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Good.
I'm thinking about leaving my chick, man. Last year I bought her a truck, the Volvo.
Uh-huh.
And this year I got a diamond earring. And she's like, "Oh, these are nice." You know, just like she's let down from last year.
Right.
You set the bar too high.
Yeah, she's not the girl for you.
She needed a fucking car. So I
Yeah.
said, all right, fine. You know, I'm doing all right. So I said, all right, what do you like? And, you know, surprised her with it. And it just happened to be around Valentine's Day. So I said, what the fuck? Why not?
Right.
Give her the fucking car. This year I give her the diamond earring. She's like, oh. You know, and I'm like, you got to be shitting me.
You know what, Paulie? I don't really know you, but you seem like a great guy. Here's what I would do. After work tonight, have a few drinks, maybe even have a few more. Go home and yank those earrings right out of her ears and take it out of her life. You deserve better, Paulie.
No, she really fucked up, man, because I was thinking about marrying this one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she fucked up big time.
You know what? Fuck this shit. I'm not. You know,
That's too much.
You're never satisfied.
She doesn't know what she's losing, Paulie.
Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah.
You reach for the stars, Paulie, because you're the prize. All right, take care, my friend.
Right,
you're the prize, Paulie. Awful woman. Oh, yeah, these are nice. You fucking take them back right now. I'll yank them right out of there.
Run over him with the truck he bought her.
That's a wasted truck. Oh, I'm sorry. This year I got you fucking diesel. How's that? Well, who's fucking stomping here in this hockey game? What teams are we looking at?
Are these the girls again?
I see. Is that our girl team in white? They've scored like 8 goals while I'm watching here.
That's the Canadians.
The Canadian girls?
Christ, these broads are good.
I swear it looks like they use half the rink. It looks so tiny out there.
Does it? Not to me. It looks like
Really?
regulation, yeah. 8-1. I just called it on 8
Nice.
goals. Stomping over Sweden. God, I see the way they play. I wish I was Canadian. How is our team? You know what? I can't get into the Winter Olympics. I turn it on, and I just find myself turning it off. It just doesn't mean anything to me.
They had another thing on NBC where Today Show ran a promo.
Again, I can't even turn on the Today Show because they're over there.
Yeah, and they're running a promo. We're going to interview these gold medal winners before NBC even aired the events. So, totally gave it away again. They're just stepping all over themselves with that kind of stuff.
But why would they hide it through the news? You can't hide something like they're acting like the paper or, the sports channel shouldn't bring it up. When the news happens, you bring it up. You don't wait for it to get on TV, for it to get real. If you got a problem with anything, it's not running things live. Not the fact that you're supposed to hide them so that a show can then make it real by putting it on TV.
That's what they need to do. Just have everything live. And if anyone wants to get up in the middle of the night and watch it, do it then.
All right, we'll take a break here. We're back in a few moments. It's the Ron and Fez Show.
Ronnie. Fezzy. The Ron and Fez Show. XM 202.
If you ever want to email us something nice to say about the show, Ron and Fez at AOL.com. That's Ron and Fez at AOL.com. And if you hate the show and want to insult us, it's Fez2000 at AOL.com.
Fez2000 at AOL.com. Hey, that's my email address.
Ron and Fez, XM 202.
I'll be there. Ron and Fez show. St. Valentine's Day, yes, another Catholic holiday, much like Christmas. 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. Got an email here, Fez, if you ever want to email us. It's Ron and Fez at AOL.com, Ron and Fez at AOL.com. Says it's not true, boys. If there were no men in the world, only women, this would be a planet of chubby ladies in sweatsuits. Very happy eating chocolate and never going to the gym. Most of us do not try to compete with other women. We really try to be beautiful for men. I would only say this. If that were true, what about Prada bags? Which you know no man in the world cares what kind of a bag you're wearing. $600 for a bag. Insanity.
I couldn't agree with that email less. I find it completely untrue. There would be wars still. If there was only women on the planet, they would just be fought over different things.
I don't know if there would be wars, but there would still be catty gossip. I don't know if they would ever line up with tanks and stuff. I have a feeling that they wouldn't.
That's what the wars would be fought over. Yeah. Who called who a slut?
Earl, only women on the planet. Would there be wars?
Oh, absolutely.
I just can't see them falling into formation, dropping bombs from planes. I don't see them doing it. I do see them bitching, and there would be a lot more snubbing. One country really not wanting another country in the UN.
It's just different kinds of, warfare that goes on between women. It's sort of like, it could be light skin versus dark skin, short versus fat, long hair, nappy hair, short hair, stringy hair. Just little things that irritate only women.
Let me ask you this, Earl. Do you believe that women are competing with other women, like Fez says, or are they just trying to look attractive for men?
Definitely for other women. It's definitely an ego thing, just to make sure that they look good in front of their girlfriends.
Yeah. Yeah, I honestly do believe it. I believe that the person who wrote the letter believes what they say, but I think that they're wrong. I don't think they've looked in deep enough. Now, Mike the teacher is coming in a little later on in the show, and he's going to talk to us about love. What does love even mean? What happens in the brain to make you love one person and not another? Because chemical things actually take place in the brain, Fez.
That's interesting, because how can you be so head over heels, have a reaction to a person, and then maybe down the road, that's gone? Where does that go to in the brain?
You already fucked them.
Released other chemicals.
It left with the semen. Left with the semen is where it went. Maybe that's the way it works. But it is odd when you think about the love thing, why you love one person, not another, why that one person, some of them even from your past, keep you thinking about it forever. And the fact that this is always interesting to me, we've never really, the love word does not really show exactly what you mean. When you say I love somebody, it means different things all the time. It never means the exact same thing. You can say you love your mom. You can say you love your kids. You can say you love your football team. You can say you love pizza. You can say you love a woman. All different things. Every one of them means something different. And for some reason, we just use this one stupid word, love. It's insane when you think about it.
Sometimes it can be a trap, too. Have you loved something, you love something just not in the way that the other person thinks you love them.
All right, interesting thing, because you could say, hey, I love you. And some people, that's the biggest thing in the world. Some people can say it easily. Some people can't say that word at all. So communication, Very, very difficult.
And some people just love everybody.
Yes.
I mean, it's just in their makeup to love people.
Right.
Where other people, it's a very limited resource, it's a very personal thing, and they only hold it for extreme cases.
Yeah. So then when you say, love you, babe, they're like, oh, my God, this is it. And you're like, wait. Don't think that this is just getting doled out there. I love a lot of stuff. Hey, John. John, you're on Ron and Fez. How are you?
Hey, John.
What's up, boys?
Hey, buddy.
I think I hate everybody. I don't know if I love anybody.
Again, I don't know what hate really means.
Two quick things.
Mm-hmm.
Here's who's to blame for all these holidays and so forth. This is man's worst enemy, Hallmark.
I can't argue that one. And
Hallmark comes up with these fake holidays to sell products.
And what do they charge you for a card now? $3?
Oh, at the very least.
Yeah.
That's getting one of the cheaper ones on recycled paper.
Yeah.
At least. The second point is, as a man, you're doing yourself a disservice if you do not know the Prada bags and the Gucci and all that, because those are the women you don't want to go after.
If she has a nice bag, you don't want her.
Exactly. High maintenance, high problems.
High prices.
Exactly. Later.
You know what it should really come down to, too, is knowing how many belts she owns. Because how many belts does a guy own? One, maybe two. Brown one and a black one. That's as far as you go. When you find out a woman, you're over her house, you open up something and see like 90 belts, you're like, I got to get the fuck out of here. How about shoes, Earl? How many pairs of shoes you own?
2 pair, maybe 3.
You got dress shoes, you got sneakers. Women, you're looking 10-plus pairs of shoes.
My mother has a closet that has nothing but shoes in it.
Earl, I'm nervous that the only way you relate to women is your mother. It's not an adult thing to do. No. You need to step out.
No, I hear this from my father. It's like, how does a woman...
I know, but I want you to be the adult and have your own relationships.
I wouldn't know what to do with 10 pairs of shoes. I would still end up wearing the one pair that I like the sneakers.
The broke-in ones.
Yeah, the ones that are comfortable on my feet.
Yeah. And again, are they impressing us with all their pairs of shoes? Absolutely not.
Of course not. They're impressing the other women in the office or that they meet on the street because the shoes match the belt that matches the handbag.
Which we would not even notice. Robert, you're on Fez.
Hey, buddies, what's up?
Hey, man.
Hey, all this Valentine's pressure bullshit that's put on a man. I have a 12-year-old son that came home a few days ago from the neighbor's house, and the fucking lady next door asked him, what are you buying your mother for Valentine's Day? And he said, nothing. So then he comes home and puts the fucking pressure on me to buy his mother something. So now I got to worry about what the fuck I'm getting her and what he's getting her. And then he mentions it to her, and she thinks it's a fucking marvelous idea that the son should buy his mother something for Valentine's Day. It's bullshit, and it's going too far.
Well, we always used to make stuff at school. Remember that? Where you would keep making the dumb mom thing every year?
That's where the conditioning starts. When you first put your little hand in plaster for your mother. That's where it all starts.
Here's it sounds like Earl still does that. Every time we talk about women. My mom.
He puts his dick in plaster.
Oh, stop, Fez. Peter, you're on Fez.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, man.
Hey, listen, I got the perfect gift for these greedy broads. It's called the upper decker. All you do is you go in the bathroom.
Yeah, we all know the gimmick. Please stop repeating jokes over and over. It's a waste of time. Here's Andy. Andy, you're on Fez.
Yeah, hey, how's it going, buddy?
Hey, buddy.
I was just wondering if you saw any irony in the fact that Valentine's Day can be shortened to VD.
No, none at all. Not even slightly. Here is, let me go to Michelle. Michelle, how are you?
Hello, Ron and Fez. How are you, sweetheart?
Good, darling.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Fezzy. Listen, I agree with some of the women that already called in. Valentine's Day is just a phony baloney made-up Hallmark occasion. I would rather have my husband give me something in the middle of the summer than give me something because he feels that he has to. I kind of feel sorry for you guys because I can understand the pressure that you're under, but, you know, in a lot of cases, it's not a woman's fault, because we're just kind of responding to our conditioning.
Right. Now, we're all being conditioned by marketing. No doubt about it. And if a woman is sitting there watching a month's worth of commercials that say the only way to tell them that you love them is some diamond or expensive perfume, and that's how you show love, and then she ends up getting something that's, she's only getting a card, maybe after a while that is going to start and get to her. But you got to fight that off.
Yeah, I mean, that's not real love. That's just doing something because somebody says you have to. And there's no good in that. And then that woman that called in, Dina, that said 95% of women are bitches.
Diana.
Well, Diane, whatever. She was off the wall there because I don't think that's true. It is true that, many women have the bitch gene, but a lot of us are able to fight it and have many good girlfriends, and I don't think that maybe 40% of all women are bitches, but certainly not 95.
Well, anytime that you want to use that person is a bitch, it just means that or all women are bitches. When you see guys that do that, it means that they can't figure them out. They don't know what to do anymore, so they're just writing them off. You know what I mean?
It's just easier to put them in that category.
Right, so that somehow it's some problem that you can't solve no matter what you want to do. Thank you so much for being on today.
Well, can I say one more thing?
Yeah, go ahead, darling.
Yeah, I wish you guys would leave Earl alone.
That's what we need to do because now he's taking heat for it.
And last week I'm a day late and $1 short. I was listening to the other guys down in Earl. Leave him alone. He does a good job, okay? So just get off his butt.
All right, thank you very much.
I agree completely.
I know Opie and Anthony love Earl. Me and Fez love Earl. Earl, do you love Earl? That's the problem.
That's where we need to get to.
I love everybody, including me.
But now you're on double secret probation, right?
Yeah, something to that effect.
And you had to sign a paper?
Yes, I had to sign a few things, but
why?
You know what?
For what?
I own up. I'm taking responsibility for my actions.
For doing a great job? Is that what it's for?
I was unprofessional. And it was just very childish behavior.
Unprofessional? That's been one of my favorite shows so far.
It has been. People like that show.
How is that unprofessional?
Yeah, finally you were funny. You weren't talking about your mom. You did something nuts.
Leave my mother out of this.
You're the one who brings up your mom constantly. It's uncomfortable.
I love my mother.
I know, but you shouldn't be talking about it around other men.
Too much, Elvis.
Look, it's our friend Winnie Cooper. Winnie Cooper's on the line right now. Winnie, how are you, honey?
Hey, how you doing?
Hi, Winnie.
I just wanted to totally agree with Fez that women are completely in competition with each other. And you'd notice it if you ever walked into a ladies' bathroom, like at a club.
Mm-hmm.
It's the scariest place in the world because everyone's standing in front of the mirror, so you expect they'd be looking at themselves, but they're just looking at each other and just hoping that something on them is better than the person next to them.
Why, though? Why have you got yourself into that position?
I don't know, but, it's really not that deep. It's just on the surface because I tend to do this thing with women where I disarm them with, first thing I do with a girl, I'll give them a compliment. I'll try to find something real.
Because they're so unaccustomed to it?
Exactly. And the second they get a compliment, they say, oh, wait, there's a girl complimenting me. She's not threatened by me. She, accepts me. And then they turn into a real person. And that's why you can have real friends. But you literally have to disarm them first.
Yeah.
Take the shell off. It's crazy. And I don't know why women do it.
I'll tell you something else. If there's anything that's more difficult to figure out than one woman, it's like when they're together in a group and there's 5 of them. Because the last thing they want to do, it seems like, is open up to another person.
Yeah, that's when...
Let's say this. You have a bunch of friends, some are men, some are women. And then you bring another woman into that group. It's really difficult for her to be accepted.
Yeah, she's gonna have to start off talking with the men before she can crack into the women's circle.
And that's a problem.
Yeah.
For her, when she starts to talk with the men, then the other women don't like her.
It's going to sound hacky, but it really is a self-esteem issue.
So women, yeah.
It's really like a whole thing is a cover for lack of self-esteem. So if you say something nice to somebody, the first thing, that's why some girls tend to do that. They talk about their shoes, they talk about their bags, because that's more comfortable than talking about themselves,
All right, let me ask you this one. Winnie, how many belts do you own?
I don't have a single belt.
How many shoes?
But I have thousands of shoes.
See, that's a problem. Why so many shoes?
But I freely admit that that's not that's for me. Some of them are for guys, specific guys.
Yeah.
Certain shoes. Some people need that.
Okay.
The stilettos.
All right. Talk to you later, honey.
Talk to you later.
Thanks, Winnie. Happy Valentine's.
Mike, the teacher, coming in a little bit. He's going to teach us what the brain does about love, Fezzy. What exactly happens in the brain? It is an odd thing. What can happen to make you just head over heels about one woman, and, of course, then you can't stand the next?
Yeah, what's going off in there? And how does the brain discern? Pick one over another.
Here is Brad. Brad, you're on Ron and Fez. How are you?
Good morning, buddies.
Hey, buddy.
Just talking about Michelle a minute ago, talking about how we're conditioned. If you've been watching television over the past month or so, yeah, we've been bombarded with sales and these other national jewelry chains, these damn earrings. I had to go yesterday with a buddy to the mall. He bought a stupid pair of earrings for $400.
Right.
And his wife's not even going to enjoy them.
No.
And you know, last night across the country, every local news station did this. In trouble before Valentine's Day? We'll have your last-minute hints on how to help you out. Every local news station did that story last night.
Well, I bought a $20 bottle of flavored lube, so hopefully I'll get a lot more blowjobs this month.
All right, talk to you later, bro.
Thanks, guys.
Anything to cover up the stench of those balls. 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. Here's Don. Don, you're on the Ron and Fez show. How you doing, pal?
Hey, Don.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Cool.
Hey, you think you guys have it bad? I live in Michigan.
Yeah, that is bad.
We have a thing called Sweetest Day. It's 6 months from now, and it's another Valentine's Day.
You're fucking shitting me.
No, it's...
That's insane.
Oh, it is. It's a big thing in Michigan. It's in Illinois, Indiana, Ohio.
What's it called?
Sweetest Day.
Sweetest. Now, what ethnic background does that come from? Is it...
You know, I have no idea. I originally came from Pennsylvania. When I got here, someone said, what are you getting your girlfriend for Sweetest Day? And I laughed at them.
Yeah. I've never even heard of it before.
It's an awkward holiday with an awkward name.
Yeah. It's just another day to get another present.
All right, see you later. Anything that just keeps moving the merchandise. Hey, Heather, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hi, how are you guys?
Good.
I was calling just to say that I do think it's a phony holiday, and it makes no sense to me, but I didn't really want anything this Valentine's Day, and all I asked for was a card, or it could be handmade or whatever. But I think
jeez, that's even worse. Handmade card.
There's pressure.
Write me a poem.
I didn't say it had to be handmade, but he could have handmade it, and I wouldn't.
Seriously, I'd rather hand you $500 than sit down and try to rhyme. I don't fucking know how to rhyme.
What rhymes with $500?
He didn't get me a card, though. He just got me tennis shoes.
Yeah, well, maybe now you'll start jogging a little bit. Get rid of those saddle sacks. All right, honey.
That's telling you to get walking.
Yeah, move those saddlebags a little bit. You can do it. I believe in you. I believe in you, darling. We're going to learn. Here's Dimitri to teach us about Sweetest Day. How you doing, Dimitri?
Guys, pretty good. I'm stuck in this gay state, Michigan, too.
Yeah.
Sweetest Day. It's October 20th, I believe. It's another Hallmark holiday pretty much invented, and I'm almost positive it's supposed to be like a reverse Valentine's Day kind of for guys, but...
I never heard of it before.
No, I heard about it about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, the first time I heard about it, so it's brand new.
Well, the other guy says he's got to get something for his chick. I can't believe there would be a holiday where guys get something. That would be just phenomenal to me.
That's the one that won't catch on.
Hey, Dory, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hi, Ron. Hi, Fez.
Hey, darling.
Hey, this whole thing with the guys with one shoe and one belt thing,
yeah.
I had a fight with my husband this morning because he won't get a second pair of shoes. I have to take his first shoes to the cobbler so they can get fixed. If he had a second pair of good shoes, then he wouldn't have to do that.
So, but what, how often does that come down that you're wearing out your shoes?
Well, maybe every 3 years, but...
Thank you. Every 3 years you need another pair of shoes.
But then we have to go to the store and get them rather than him just comfortably slipping into the ones that he has next.
Right, okay. You might be saying a second pair. You heard from that other lady, Winnie. She's got hundreds of pairs of shoes. I know people that have hundreds of pairs of shoes. My point is this. Don't act like you're buying them for men. You are not. You are not buying shoes for us.
To add to that, I will tell you why we women are in so much competition.
Yeah.
Because you guys ogle. And when you ogle...
We ogle, but not at your shoes, not at your belt, not at your bag. You want to accent something, accent the ass. Wear a tube top. If fucking girls wore tube tops and hip huggers, we would never, ever want the style to change.
Wow, that would save money, too.
Hey, the best gift I ever got was my vacuum cleaner, so I'm one of those practical people.
I bet you are. All right, thank you so much for calling us.
Thanks, guys.
And go to the cobbler because it's 1850. I got a guy like that on my street. There's a couple of things down, Fez. He's constantly working, fixing shoes. It would never occur to me to go have shoes fixed. I just finally go, fuck, I got to go. If I break a lace, I got to go pick up new sneakers. I would never think of, because I hate to see, like, really white laces in old sneakers. It just grosses me out.
Yeah, I just basically wait till they're falling off my feet. Till all that's left is maybe a little bit of the sole.
Yeah.
I mean, look at these things I have on. They're just god-awful.
Yeah, but you wear those other ones on your workout day. You wear those real white ones.
Yeah, I got new ones for when I go to the Heart Gym.
What are those?
My Nikes that I got for the Heart Gym.
They're white and orange, and they're just really bright. It's just really unexpected for you. Did you go in yesterday?
Yeah, I went yesterday.
How did you do with it?
Yesterday was actually the best day that I had in there.
Yeah.
My heart was where it was supposed to be when it was supposed to be. One thing I've been having trouble with is my heart, for some reason, has trouble getting started. Once I'm exercising, it's not beating hard enough. And then once I stop, it won't quit. It keeps going up. So yesterday was actually the best day.
My mother is really doing well with her sneakers and heart. My daddy said that Mom is going to be able to take care of it. Here is Ryan. Ryan, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hello.
Hey, Ryan.
How's it going today?
Yeah.
Hey, I know exactly what Eastside Dave got as Valentine's Day.
What's that?
A manicure.
For his ass? Is that where you're going with this joke?
No, for his hand.
All right, thanks.
Missed out on that one.
Troublemaker, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, Trouble.
Trouble, yeah, how you doing, buddy?
What's up?
I look at Valentine's Day as a guaranteed day to get a piece of ass from your girl, and I'll tell you why. I totally agree with that last female caller that said that it doesn't pay to be nice to your girl, that the worse you treat her, the more you get out of her. Take her to dinner. Maybe buy her some new skimpy negligee, cheap bottle of champagne, and by the end of the night, she's letting you hit her in the shitter.
Well, here's the thing. Every woman is different. Let's face it. When you try to act like, here's what women want, you're already losing the fucking game. You're losing the game when you act like all these women are the same. That's why you can't say they're all bitches, or here's how you get over, or here's what you have to do. You've got to be able to improvise. The Marine Corps has told us that. You've got to be able to improvise.
Hideous TiVo alert tonight for Valentine's Day. Dr. Phil's special with Paula Abdul, who's on TV sobbing with Dr. Phil that she can't find love, Ronnie. She can't find it.
Here's the other thing that I heard. She's already with a guy. And this whole thing is just another fake reality TV show.
So it's just these two working us.
Yeah, I won't say that Dr. Phil knows for a fact that she's dating somebody, but I don't understand what he is. How does he know everything about relationships and weight loss? And he doesn't seem to specialize. He'll do whatever he can get paid $1 for.
Yeah, and on the other hand, there's not an area that he isn't an expert in,
right,
according to himself.
How about fucking hair growth? That's what you need to work on. Take care of that big noggin of yours.
That fat ass going on TV selling diet books is just ridiculous.
Well, he never talked about it again after he sold. He had the #1 book, and then he never brought it up.
Yeah, and now the latest book that's out now is a relationship book, so here comes the TV special as the add-on to it.
Yeah. All right, what else is happening out there, Fez? And I know she's doing her show tonight, and that's a gigantic hit again, I guess, this American Idol.
Just bringing in the huge numbers. #1 show on TV all week long.
Not only that, this really is shocking when you think about it. It did bigger numbers than the Grammys. So the fact that you got Madonna and Celine Dion and all these people who actually do sing, more people were watching the show, the people that can't sing, than the ones that can. America's a very odd place.
Yeah, so they're just so into it, and they can't get enough of this thing. It could be on 5 times a week, I think, at this point, and still be number one. Saddam Hussein has announced to the court that he is on a hunger strike.
Well, that hurts us, doesn't it, Saddam? I never understand that if you do something to yourself, how that hurts other people.
Yeah, I think this supposedly, according to him, it's day 3, and someone's going to tell a story about him having a Kit Kat bar in his cell or something.
So what? It's like saying, I'm not going to read any books or watch TV until you treat me better. I don't understand how that's any leverage on us.
Yeah, the thing he tried yesterday in court to try to get one up on the judges was showed up in his bathrobe and slippers.
That one was great. And screaming. Him and his brother. Just showing up. Really dressed down and yelling.
His brother showed up in long johns like he was out of some sort of hee-haw sketch and then just sat on the floor as a show of disrespect to this court.
Now, if I was with them, I would be yelling out, well, I'm still going to be eating, but I will be yelling the whole time. But I ain't skipping a meal to try to make somebody else feel bad.
I would last 2 seconds on a hunger strike. That would be about it.
Me and Earl have been talking. We thought you were on one. You're down to skin and bones, Daddy.
A new report from the General Accounting Office shows that some Hurricane Katrina victims, another report on this, using their FEMA debit cards to buy things like sex toys, engagement rings, tattoos, massages, trips to a casino in Las Vegas.
Just another chance, Fezzi, to make the victims look worse. Here, it's not the fact that we've lost all this money with our own government's waste. It's somehow the poor people are wrong. I hate those kind of stories. They're always on my nerves.
People always get furious about that people are given money and then buy what they want with it. People get insane with that. Students at Gonzaga University, they have been asked by the school, quit chanting Brokeback Mountain at basketball games against the opposing players. I guess no matter who they're playing, they're screaming, Brokeback Mountain.
You got to admit, that's pretty cute. And you never hear about this school until basketball season. That's the only time anyone brings up Gonzaga. And have they ever won it all?
No.
I think they've been like Sweet 16. But I can't ever remember them being number one. Can you, Earl?
I think they made a couple of Final Fours.
Yeah.
Did they?
It's a great program, but they always, you never hear about them until tourney time.
Brokeback Mountain!
It's the only time they come up.
What a crazy cheer. How does this get organized? How does one person just get that thing going in the stands?
What was the school that used to yell out if somebody missed a foul shot? They would yell, no soup for you, which was hysterical to me.
That's right. I remember that. I can't remember, though. The White House, they've confirmed the authenticity of a photo that got published in the New York Times and Time magazine of President Bush and the lobbyist Jack Abramoff.
That was the man that he said he's never met before. And then Abramoff said they met how many times? Like a couple dozen?
Yeah, a couple dozen. And Abramoff is saying, I've been invited to the ranch, the Crawford Ranch.
I am godfather to the twins. How can he act like he doesn't know me?
I'm sure the White House has to start worrying about Photoshop jobs now. Because the one that got released, they said it's real, but it looks so Photoshop. It just looks like Abramoff is standing behind the president and some Native Americans. Like someone just stuck his head in there smiling.
They were both up on top of the World Trade Center, and you can see a plane behind them.
And the Bush administration, according to the same report on that came out with the FEMA prices, they spent $1.62 billion on advertising and public relations over the past 2.5 years.
Who has?
The Bush administration.
How much money?
$1.62 billion on PR.
For what? I don't even understand it.
For things like to promote their plan in the world and the fight on the war on terror, stuff like that. So
who pays for that? The government or the administration? I mean, is the GOP paying for it? I'm confused.
All I know is that the administration paid for it.
So is it our money, though? That's what I don't know.
Yeah, it's got to be our money.
Well, it's not a good deal, then. Our money to market ideas back to us. They shouldn't even be allowed to do it.
No, it doesn't seem like it. And I don't even know if they've gotten their money's worth here, with approval ratings down 39-40%.
What would they be without that 1.4, Bill? They'd probably be down around 32 right now.
Scott Stapp arrested for public intoxication in L.A. That was just hours after his wedding.
It's really funny because he's in Rolling Stone this month, one of the articles, and it ends up with him getting out of rehab and feeling all better about himself and ready to have a new start. And so many of those guys, as soon as they get out of the rehab, it's like they've got it all solved and they can't wait to do an interview.
Yeah, and this isn't even like Scott Stapp got picked up for drunk driving or anything. This is just being drunk in the airport.
Too drunk to be a person. You're beyond where we will accept a person being drunk.
And trust me, this past weekend, I traveled through airports with a drunk. I know what it's like. You got to be really, really drunk not to be allowed on that plane.
Well, a lot of people are drunk. A lot of people like to have enough drinks to feel pretty loaded before they get on the plane. So you got to be yelling and in everybody else's space. And that kid seems to do it over and over again. It seems like anytime he's on TV, he's fucked up.
Yeah, we get more and more stories about him. He must be upset that the band moved on without him. That Creed just didn't come crawling back to him or something.
Yeah, but he's still got a lot of Creed money,
And the solo records, it sold 2 million copies already.
I heard that it didn't do as well.
It's doing very well.
In the Rolling Stone.
I read it's doing pretty well.
The Rolling Stone said 96,000. So, and it's the one with Neil Young on the cover. So one of you is lying, Earl. You or Rolling Stone?
I'll double check, but it's doing pretty well.
Let me check with East Side. East Side, get us somebody, and I would like a website that would be able to keep us updated like they do with movie. You can always find out what kind of money a movie's done. But it seems like with albums, it's a lot more tricky to pull off. But not too many people are selling 2 million copies anymore, Earl. You got to admit that.
So let's get the real numbers on the Scott Stapp solo project. Justin Timberlake playing a gangster in a new movie. Now
I saw previews for that. He's ready to throw down. And apparently this thing did pretty well at Sundance.
Yeah, it's supposed to be very popular. It went over huge there.
Yeah, just for an indie film. Popular for an indie film is not the same. Remember what was popular last year was You, Me, and Everyone We Know. And how many people saw that when it came out? 6?
Yeah, that's about it. And apparently the Chinese tattoo that Timberlake is wearing in this film to look like a tough guy, it's a Chinese symbol that if you translate it to English, it means ice skates.
You know what? I'd like to translate everybody's Chinese tattoos because people are always going, this means courage. How do you fucking know? Are you Chinese? Why do you want... I hate that and tribal art. Well, are you in that tribe? Because then it means nothing to you.
Why not just get the word courage put on you if it's that important to you?
Why not get a Norwegian flag put on? That's not your country. It's got nothing to do with you. So slap it on there because you think it looks cool.
People love to think they're ninjas or samurais. I think that's where it comes from.
There's only one tattoo, and that's the barbed wire around the bicep. That's the only tattoo you should have right now.
I always feel bad for those guys that get the barbed wire around the bicep, but it doesn't go all the way around because that underside just hurts too bad to get tattooed, and you just couldn't make the full pain commitment to get it done all the way around.
Has there ever been a tattoo where years later a guy's going, I'm glad I have this. I really am glad I did this when I was 17. Let's take a break. We'll be back in a few moments. We'll have Mike the teacher with us. It's the Ron and Fez show.
Ron and Fez, XM 202.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me.
All right, buddy. It's the Ron and Fez show. Mike the teacher's coming in a moment to teach us, Fezzy, what is love? What exactly is it? I don't know yet if we know. But first, Eastside Dave wants to give us an update. I had heard that the Scott Stapp album wasn't selling too well. Earl said 2 million copies. Rolling Stone said it'd move 96,000. That's pretty far away from each other. Here comes Eastside Dave. Dave?
Yeah, 96,000 was his first week, and that was considered low in the industry. And so far, total 315,000 copies, which was a minuscule fraction to what Creed sold.
Yeah, Creed was one of those bands that would sell like 5-6 million,
7
right?
million albums.
Yeah.
So
Earl, way off Your figures.
Yes, I made a mistake. It was the old industry gag that he shipped 2 million copies.
Yeah, he shipped platinum. No, he shipped gold and came back platinum. That's nowhere you want to be, Earl. You don't want more returned.
I take the round on this one. Thank you. The Bruce Springsteen thing is forgotten and washed over.
What are you talking about? What
the Bruce Springsteen cover album Disagreement, and Earl won that round because.
But here's the thing: no one remembers that. Never look backwards, my friend.
Okay,
never
it was
look
already
backwards.
forgotten.
Yeah,
50 points.
And you weren't right about this. All you did was went and checked. I'm the one that had the disagreement with them. You had nothing to do.
Yeah, you're still owing $1 million.
Yeah, you got a hot dog anywhere? Why don't you ever bring?
I got some.
Why don't you bring dogs up with you? I'm fucking starving.
All right,
today.
what kind of sauerkraut do you want? You want the imaginary kind, the
no,
real kind?
I don't trust sauerkraut off the street.
Okay, buddy.
I'll
find
trust the
something.
dirty water dog, but I don't even know where that sauerkraut comes from. What is that, cabbage, Fez?
Yeah, it's cabbage.
Yeah,
Bronx
Johnny's
cabbage. Bronx Johnny's watching the cart now. I'll get him on it immediately.
I don't want you using our interns.
He's robbing you blind then.
You know, I don't mind when Master Poe follows me to the bathroom, but now Tim, the intern, followed me down and waited outside for me, and it's just
why
too much pressure.
How have we lived this long in our lives without someone getting us in the bathroom, Ronnie?
I don't understand it either.
You're important people. You need to be rushed places now.
But, and he's like, it's really better if I open the door for you rather than me take the key and open it. I'm going, I'm right, but it's just uncomfortable. All right, here comes Mike the teacher. Give us that music back, girl. Mike the teacher's coming in, Fez. As you know, he's a science teacher. He understands the science gimmick, and he wanted to come in today and teach us about love, the brain, why we do what we do. And the other thing is, do we even have a choice? How are you, Mike?
Good. How you doing, Ronnie? How you doing, Fez? You're looking
Mikey.
good.
Hey, Mikey. Thank you.
Hey, I complete the hat trick. WNEW, JFK, and now XM.
Is that right? You've done them all?
I'm a 3-timer.
I'm trying to think how many people have done that. We know Winnie Cooper has. Earl, you've been on all 3 with us, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not too many that have been in studio.
And just real quick, the last time I was at NEW, just want to tell a quick little story called Visiting Ron and Fez After the Meltdown, meaning there was a time when you guys were the last only live show on NEW, and I came to visit you guys one day, and this is after the usual time where nighttime you come in there, the green room is filled with people, the offices are just abuzz with activity, there's people running copy in and out. I walk into the studio, there's literally nobody in any of the offices. All the office lights are out except for this one room. It was like 28 days later, you know that scene where they find the father and the daughter, there are one people left, and that was you guys. It was so surreal to go in there and to see what had happened to you guys in that station. That was bad times.
Well, let's focus now on the brain.
Yeah, you came back with what is love. That's the key question. I like to bring it way back to the base.
Yeah.
Meaning, just real quick, I taught science for 6 years of high school, also did it at the college level, mostly environmental science, but I do a lot of molecular biology, and what that has to do with the study of the brain. And what is love exactly? Well, here's what we think we know. Meaning, is it something way out there that, like music and art or stuff like that, or is it something that just we create?
What are you saying? Like music and art, we don't even know why we like it, or we do? Because people do say they love art, they do say they love music.
Well, I'm talking about the universals. It seems like no matter where we go on Earth, every culture, thank you, has
music and art.
Music and art and love also, some sort of thing. So it goes like this. Our brains are made out of these nerve cells called neurons, and all of them, each one of them at the end has these branches, thousands of branches. And so with all of these thousands of neurons, you have this, what we call a neural net inside the brain. And every time we think of something, from the time we're born, when we see something, when we hear something, these neurons start to fire together. And from that movie, What the Bleep Do We Know, which is a great movie about love and emotion, it says neurons that fire together start to wire together, meaning this is how we learn. It's called associative learning. We start to see, okay, if I drop, when you're a little baby, if I drop something, it falls to the ground, then I start to wire my brain that way to know that.
And expect it to happen next time.
Exactly. Now, does love exist, or do we build up the concept of love ourselves over time, over our lives? because for so many people, love means so many different things. What you were talking about the first hour, if you say the word love, a lot of people will respond, will think about disappointment. We'll think about anger. We'll think about sorrow. We'll think about rage. We'll think about past relationships. And this all goes to the seat of emotions and addiction.
By what happened to them. Because what happened in their past, they expect, like we say, like when the guy says all women are bitches because he's had a couple bad relationships. Now that's his only way of dealing in life.
Well, listening to Elfish yesterday describe his wife, and he just could say fuck her, you know, couldn't say it enough. That's a wiring that has been built up over time, and the more we repeat this wiring, the stronger it gets, the stronger the connections get. This is exactly the same as addiction to drugs, which is why I could literally hear you through the microphone, Ron, getting skeeved and sort of going into your past personal nom when Elfish was in here. Because when you saw an addict, you being and me being a past addict, those neurons that at one time your brain was wired, that your whole existence was like, where's my next line? Where's my next bump? Where's my next thing? And nothing else matters. So it's been so tough. On the opposite side, when we stop these things, those neurons that fire together and wire together start to break apart. So we start to lose that thing. And that's why I see love as an addiction.
It's not. It's really the same as being addicted to alcohol, drugs.
How can you really say? How can someone say they're really in love with someone? Meaning, is it that we are in love with someone, or are we really in love with the anticipation of the emotions of love that we feel that we have become addicted to? You meet this person, and you like them, right? And then let's say, beyond the first date, second date, you still like them. So now the wiring is starting. Now that, you know, we've all been in that situation. You see that person at the bar, and within 5 minutes, you're already thinking about, oh, my God, this relationship would be so great with her and things like that. The mind is already starting. It starts in a place called the hypothalamus, and it just shoots out all these emotions, rage, pleasure, all of this stuff. And what I'm saying is, our brains. I'm not trying to reduce it to that it's just a bunch of chemicals, because it is the most amazing chemical factory we've ever.
But see, here's the thing: there's a couple different kinds of love. There's one, it's like the crazy love where you're just meeting, and then there's the other long-term thing where. You know, and I guess you could say that you're also addicted to the comfortability of knowing and being comfortable with the fact with this person. But, you know, we act like love is so important to us. Animals will get together, and I guess they're not the way we would talk about love, just moving the species on. Is that why we have love? Just to keep the species alive?
That's an excellent argument. There is, not to bring the big E word back into it, but there is a good argument that it is an excellent evolutionary, what's the word I'm looking for?
Tool. It's a tool.
Thank you.
To keep everything moving along.
To keep two people together are more likely to reproduce, and if they care for each other, that means they're going to care for the offspring, therefore greater chance of the offspring surviving. There you go. But again, going back to love.
But you're not impressed with love. You're saying that maybe we should look at it more as an addiction. We shouldn't give in to the urge when we feel it.
I'm trying to find out where it comes from. I come off as this skeptic, and skeptics come off as this grumpy sort of, let's tear it apart, let's look behind the wall. But I want to find out what's really real in this world. That's why I gave up booze. It'll be 4 years coming up next month. And that was a tough one.
Yeah, but you're the only person I've ever heard equate alcohol and drugs with love, with being in that relationship, which we're taught as a young age, everybody wants to do. Find that right person. Everybody's looking for. If you look at music, what percentage you think? 92% of songs are about love constantly?
Yeah, there is something. Yeah, I don't want to put it down, because love is this, I would call it a universal emotion, but I'm not sure that it's not more than just this crazy bunch of chemical cascades that are falling down into our bodies and making us feel good, or feel again, some people love you say love and they think, oh, this is the greatest thing in the world, and you heard
Right.
and I've heard the parade of calls of people today who just think today sucks because they associate past relationships and even present relationships with bad things. Like, here's something.
Well, I know I wouldn't say that, but that day is a chance for you to screw up. But I don't know where you're going with this. Finally, are you making a mistake by being in love? That's the question.
Oh, I don't think you're being a mistake. Are you finding the right person? Can you find that one person?
Well, why worry whether it's the right person or not if it's just this chemical thing going on in your brain?
That's a good question.
Why not just give into it?
That's a good question. I really don't have a good answer for that. I don't have a good answer for that.
All right, here's the professor. Professor, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, fellas, thanks a lot. Mike the teacher, bless your heart. You're like half right on everything. I mean, if you're going to equate addiction to love, because it involves dopamine, in the nucleus accumbens, and, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches are addictions. Finding a nickel on the street is an addiction. Anytime you have any kind of pleasurable sensation, it's dopamine in the D1 pathway to the nucleus accumbens, mesolimbocortical pathway, and love works the same way as anything that's pleasurable. There's nothing unique about it at all.
Yes. There's nothing unique about love between you're just doing something that feels good. That's what love is about.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Now, culturally, it's more important. And if you want to take a look at, reflexes, infant reflex,
right.
Most of the infant reflexes involve reaching out socially. And the reason being, of course, evolutionarily, is they need support. Infants can't survive on their own. So those reflexes seek out, care and support.
But here's what I don't understand. Why as a society do we put limits on what the love can be, where you go, okay, it should only be one man for one woman, not, whether it's not two men or not one man and more than one woman or one woman and more than one man. Why are we so caught up in that if it's just this pleasure reflex?
The cultural anthropologists suggest that culture's sole purpose is to control animal instinct, the reptilian brain,
right?
Those kinds of those animal instincts that we have.
We hate considering ourselves an animal. We're the one species on the planet that hates thinking we're a species of the planet.
Fez, we're the only species that can't even think that we're a species. So, a zebra isn't going to sit around going, hey, what are the other species thinking?
I got to teach class, so I was punching out.
All right, see you later.
What I meant to say is when I use the word addiction, there's a negative connotation to that. What I'm talking about is behavior that is repeated over and over again. One definition of addiction is very simply something that you can't stop doing. Yeah. Now, that doesn't mean good or bad. Jimi Hendrix was addicted to playing the guitar. There's people who are addicted to painting. There's people addicted to walking. What I'm talking about is the long-term wiring of the brain and how this thing called love happens.
Well, I mean, I don't know whether, and sometimes it's easier to see in other people than ourselves. Did you guys ever see the movie Door in the Floor with, it would kind of even help his art, but he would meet a woman and, that would kind of bring his art out in him, and everything went into where he couldn't stand her anymore. And he would repeat it over and over and over. And sometimes it's easier to see in our friends than ourselves. But that there are very few things you've ever done in your life that are as exciting as the early stages of love, where you're just like, yeah, and now we're going to go to the park, and we're renting a canoe, and you're just like, your friends are going, what a dick. But it really feels fucking great when you're in this. You know what we're doing this Saturday? We decided to rollerblade. And as dumb as it is, you never feel better. And then it starts to wear off. And she just becomes like the last woman that you broke up with. And it just goes over and over and over like that. And I think it happens for women, it happens for men. It's pretty common.
Oh, for relationships, to get into that, that's how do you keep it new? How do you keep it exciting? How do you keep it, like you said, that first night where you talked on the phone for 8 hours about nothing, you know what I mean? And then 2 weeks later, after 30 seconds, you have nothing to say to each other anymore.
But why bother? Why not just go, look, if that's the real feeling that I want, Why not go for it over and over and over? Why is that seen as a failure by society?
Yeah, well, society, again, it's what society determines. Here in America, it seems like one man, one woman is just fine. But even some places in America, you go out with the Mormons, a lot of them have no problems. And you see those wives on Oprah, there's the 20 wives with the one guy. And if you go to a lot of other countries, polygamy, very common. I think what we have is a big. We get so jealous.
We're set up for failure, and jealousy is.
Yes, that's it. Ron, that's what I know. I'm not so clear in this. What I'm trying to say about is that love can also sometimes be associated with some very negative energies. Meaning, you did this rap once, and it was fantastic. It was about being, and we've all been there. At least I've been there. It's 3 a.m. She's inside the house. You're outside on the lawn, and she's chucking your stuff out the door, and you're screaming, "I fucking love you, you fucking bitch," at the same time. And you said, I never felt more alive than at that moment.
Yeah, you do feel alive.
But that's because you're right in the present moment. All those neurons are firing. And that's what I'm saying. At that point, now that love emotion starts to also get wired in also with anger. So some people express their love as anger. Some people express love in very weird ways. Like people get into the pain.
Let's use that as a segue. Here's somebody who wants to say they love Fez.
Oh.
It's Crazy Jen.
Oh.
Hey, Fezzy. I got a story, too. Can I tell my story? This fits right into it, right? And Fezzy, I do love you, and I love you from the bottom of my heart to the tops of my toes. Listen, I was dating this guy, right? And he had obsessive-compulsive disorder,
Wait,
right?
the last time we talked to you, you were never going to call again. You were going to be out of Fez's life.
Yeah,
Earl will replay it back for you.
It was, I guess I'll say goodbye forever.
Fezzy, because I love you. That's up in my thalamus, Fezzy. That's what I was thinking. Fezzy, I just love for you, Fezzy. I don't care if you don't love me. Like, I love you, and I know you love me deep down in your heart, and you just don't realize it in your head. But Fezzy, I don't let many people inside of me. In my heart.
How about in your ass?
In my ass.
All right, don't bring that up.
But listen, let me tell my story.
No.
Why?
Because this is odd. You had this thing where you never were going to call again, and now you're calling like nothing had ever happened in the past.
Wait a second. I didn't say I was never going to call again.
Yes, you did.
No, Fezzy. No, Fezzy, listen. Fezzy, I got my heart broken, Fezzy, and I'm not going to make this all about me. I'm not going to make it all about me.
It's always all about you.
Fezzy, it's not all about me because...
And I'm trying not to raise my voice, or else we'll get a repeat Academy Award-winning performance.
No, Fezzy.
She'll cry again?
She will cry again and say goodbye forever again, or at least until next Tuesday.
No, Fezzy, see, you know what it is? Like, you have, like, this perception of me, like I'm, like, a big drama queen and stuff, and, like, I do stuff for attention.
Yes.
No, Fezzy, but I really don't. Like, when you...
And why would you screw with my email? If you love me so much, why would you try to do something like that to me?
Because, Fezzy, listen, because I made a bad judgment, and I thought it was... Can I tell you the story? I just thought it was going to be funny. I thought you were going to laugh. I thought that you were going to have a fake MySpace account, and then you're going to have a bunch of fake friends, and you're like, oh, that crazy Jen, she's just so crazy. But then you did, and then it was just the exact opposite.
How you got to that conclusion is beyond me.
Because, Fezzy, I thought you were going to be...
You two need to take this off air. Mike, the teacher, was trying to teach us about the brain and what goes on.
But this is about the brain, Ronnie. This is about the brain on
Do you wish you had one?
You're ill-equipped to speak on this topic.
Do you wish you had one, Tin Girl?
Fezzy, can you tell me? Let me tell you this.
You know what this is like, Fez? You got rid of Elfish, and it's like in the 80s when Hulk Hogan would win, and we'd be like, yes, he's done away from evil. At that second, another bad guy would show up, and we'd have to go through it all over again.
Yeah, no sooner had he clobbered King Kong Bundy, and wait a minute, Papa Shango's jumped in on him.
Why don't you two take a trip to Universal Studios?
No, but see, that's the thing, though. Like, I don't want to hang with Fezzy because, I don't know, because he's, like, famous and stuff. Like, I'd like Fezzy if he was, like, a garbage man, if he was selling ice cream. I just like Fezzy.
Yes, because you adore ice cream.
Yeah, boy.
And garbage.
But Fezzy, tell me, what do I like? You want me dressed up in a monkey costume or something? And
You were supposed to dress up in a bear suit. You never did it.
Yeah.
You never come through, Jen.
So there's not going to be any conditions of what I want you to do because you just won't do it. You're undependable.
Would you say she's a loose cannon?
Oh, this is the definition of a loose cannon.
Let me tell you something. I was watching Dave Chappelle on the Actor Studio,
Mm-hmm.
and Dave Chappelle, he said that people who say other people are loose cannons or are crazy just are dismissive of them.
Yes, we're dismissive of you.
Because don't be dismissive.
You've been dismissed.
No, don't do that, because you know what?
Ask the Smiths.
She doesn't even know what it means.
I know.
Don't do it.
Because you push me aside. Because you think that I'm crazy, but I'm not. And then Wiki, and I've been asking Earl for Wiki's email, and Wiki didn't give me.
Why would I recommend someone who fucked with my email for a gig at XM Satellite Radio?
Listen, Fezzy, for real, I didn't fuck with your email.
Why do you want Don Wickland's email?
Because I want to come work for you.
Here's the thing.
What?
If you wanted to work for us as what, a producer?
Yeah,
it would be impossible for you after 7 months to find someone's email, which means you would not know how to get things done.
I Googled. Let me tell you, Wiki's got his email hidden right in Google somewhere, but they got every other program director's email down there.
How about pick up a phone and call him direct?
Because I thought he was mad at me because he thought I was crazy.
I don't know if he could pick you out of a lineup.
Of course he could.
I know. What am I saying? He has no idea who you are.
And you know what? And I was even thinking, like, I was looking at them pictures, the pictures of Fezzy. And by the way, Fezzy, he's a little hottie. And there was guys
Jen?
on there. Yeah. And it said, like, works for XM, like XM helper or whatever. Like, I could do that. Like, I could wear that white T-shirt and then just, like, walk around and help up. And then, and help out Earl. I'm telling you, I could do it. Like,
Earl has, the last thing Earl needs is your help.
Can you imagine me and Earl together? Ronnie, we'd be rocking.
All right, Jen, here's one of the problems that you... Could you let me speak?
Yeah, sorry.
You want to be a producer.
Yes.
You heard the show was going in one direction, right?
Yeah.
Now you've called and once again made this about yourself.
No, I didn't mean to.
Instead of the topic at hand.
Like you always do.
What's wrong with her, Mike?
This is
And what's wrong with her brain?
Mike, what's up?
How you doing, Jen? And me and Jen have met down back in the day. Jen is a perfect example. She has built up this thing in her brain.
No.
Which is a fantasy that Fez, and I'm telling you, Jen, right now, the expression on Fez's face is, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it is not love. It is not happiness to hear you.
Thank you, Mike the teacher.
He's sort of staring off at the screen. He's more interested in the little green lights going up and down on the microphone than you. And Jen, I hate to call, I hate to call you out on this, but I'm going to call you out on this because I used to do this too. I used to be that guy. Jen, can you let me talk, please?
Oh, go ahead.
I used to be the guy who would say I would be on the show, and if things shit the bed, or if I got some bad people calling me and insulting me, I would disappear. I would send Ron the email. Dear Ron, how fucking dare you have, say that about me? Or
But you're a fucking psycho.
I'm trying to
man. I am
finish a
psycho.
sentence here.
What, Jen?
But he's a fucking psycho. I'm not a psycho. Like, I don't send nasty emails and I'm like, fuck you, Fezzy, or fuck you, Ronnie. Like, I don't say shit like that. Like, between...
You just sent me a nasty email 2 days ago when Fez was upset, and I told you why he was upset, and I used the term loose cannon, and you came back with a crazy Dave Chappelle story that you thought was going to put me in my place.
No,
why don't you run off to Africa, crazy Jen?
No, I didn't. Ronnie, I didn't think... Ronnie, it was like, what do you call it, like a connection, like a universal connection, that I was talking to you, and then Dave Chappelle got on the Actor Studio, and he was called a loose cannon, too.
He is a fucking loose cannon. He walked away from $50 million and went to Africa. That's crazy stuff.
Because, Ronnie, like me and like Dave Chappelle, not that I'm comparing myself to
You can. He's funny.
But no, Ronnie, I'm funny, too. Like, I'm funny. I could be funny. Like, I'm not Dave Chappelle funny, but I'm up there. And, like, it's a creativity. And Mike the teacher...
Say something funny, then.
What? Say something funny?
Yeah.
Mike the teacher, you big-headed motherfucker.
All right, that's an insult, but say something funny on your own to prove your comedic value.
What do you want me? You want me to say something funny right now?
Yes.
That Pop-Tarts cause fires in toasters. No, that's real funny. You want me to say something real funny? Come on, Ronnie, wake up.
I'm just sitting here waiting for the humor. I think if I said to Dave Chappelle, say something funny, I wouldn't be laughing by now.
All right, if you let me be producer of a show, I'll let Earl get me up the ass.
No, it's not funny.
That's not a little funny?
How many different fantasies does she have running in her head, Mike the teacher?
What's going on, Mike?
Earl, come on now.
I
But let me ask you something.
I mean, she has this illusion that she's funny. She has this illusion of some relationship with me.
That you love her.
No.
And she has an illusion that she could get a gig in radio.
You got this psycho teacher on here now putting words in my mouth. Now let me tell you something. Let me school you, little Mike the teacher.
Yeah.
I have a true love for Fezzy. Whether Fezzy...
All right, hold on. Jeremy saw the same show that you saw, so let's see what he has to say. Jeremy, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, she missed the whole point of what Chappelle was trying to say.
What did he say? Because I didn't see the show, of course. It's Actors Studio.
No, I didn't.
And what he said was the pressure of having to perform, for millions of people.
Right.
To him. Not...
What that have to do with being Luke Cannon?
Not making some stupid MySpace thing and going insane.
So
I love Jeremy.
So Jeremy,
right, Carrie, you got to be kidding.
Yeah.
I did not go insane though. Like what I put on there, like I didn't put information or Fezzi's bank. I made some stupid. I made a mistake.
Then why did you start crying?
You made a judgment that a psychopath would make to do this.
Cry for attention.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you, Jeremy.
And this whole thing, thanks, Jeremy. Crazy Jen, the attention thing does sit through because you hear Mike the teacher coming on, having a segment. He tried to bring something in, and you've derailed it.
Hey, Ronnie, do you know what else Dave Chappelle said?
What?
He said, how are you going to know where the line is unless you cross it? And now that I crossed the line with Fezzy...
So that's the only way you know where a line is. You've got to cross it.
You only know murder is wrong is after you kill someone.
Yeah. And also, just to point it out, every fucking comic has done that in his act now for fucking 20 years.
But you know what, though? Because I never heard that.
Yeah, I know. Because you, for a person who wants to be a comedian, never go to comedy clubs.
Yes,
She's a student.
Yeah.
Because I live in Fredneck. Listen.
Where?
Frederick. Frederick,
so you did not even remember the name of your town.
She said Fredneck.
because it's so insignificant, Ronnie. Ronnie, I bet you that I'm a bigger fan of your show, and I have more love for your show than half your interns that work for you.
Jen,
and so
we're having the same conversation over and over and over again. This started with the fact the only thing that happened wrong is Fez got upset that you fucking used his email for some MySpace thing. Now we're back into you screaming that you're funny, and I never hear the comedy, and two, that you love us more than anyone else.
But I do.
You do not. There's not one intern we've had that's ever screwed with my email.
And listen, Fezzy, I didn't screw with your email, though. I didn't break into your email. I made a MySpace account for you. And Fezzy, can I tell you, Fezzy, if I tell you something, you're going to get pissed off at me. Are you going to get pissed off at me?
I'm already there, so go ahead.
All right. Fezzy, first of all, you said last week that the only reason I fessed up is because I got caught.
Right.
That's a lie. Because I didn't get caught. I knew...
You got caught when MySpace sent me an email with your email address on it.
Because I knew.
That's when you got caught, so that's a lie.
No, it's not a lie, because, Fezzy, I wasn't trying to be sneaky. I was trying to be funny. See, there's a line on that. See, I knew that I was sending you that stuff so you could see it. You'd be like, oh, that crazy Jen. She's so crazy. And... well, I forget what the other thing was. Yeah, and then you don't trust me no more.
Why, after my heart attack, are you trying to stress me out beyond absolute belief?
I don't want to stress you out, Fezzy. I love you. You know that, man. Fezzy, you know what Mike the teacher was up there? He was talking about, like, his thalamus and shit. Like I got love in my thalamus for you, too.
What?
Hypothalamus.
Yeah, hypothalamus. You fucking nerd. Come on, man. Why you gotta correct everybody?
What are you talking about, Jen?
Why you got this fucking guy on here when you come down?
Well, we could have you
dressed in fucking gorilla suit or something.
You should have. That's what you lost the bet a long time ago.
God,
you were supposed to do that, and then you started to fuck around and made Fez upset.
No.
I hate a welcher.
And you know what? And I'm not a welcher because I was making plans in March
thing
to
to
come
say.
down with Paranoid on March 10th. And I was going to ask you if it's all right to dress in that fucking gorilla bear suit and I
Gorilla
don't know,
bear.
eat cheese or something.
No,
I don't know. Yes,
it's-
I was. You can ask Perry.
No.
For real. Ronnie, you know I will not lie to you and Fezzy. I kid you not.
Hey, Marianne, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hi, Marianne.
Hey, Fezzy.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, Jen. I have to ask if Jen has any actual qualifications to be an intern. I know most of the interns
No.
I got
consider going to work, so why would she think that I mean, I could come work for you. I'm an accounting clerk.
Not only is she not qualified to be an intern, she lives 600 miles away from us.
So the commute's bad.
I got that all planned out, too.
She's between her and Earl, the two of them. Earl's great at what he does, but, you know, as far as personality-wise, he's a little on the mellow side. A little
Yeah.
too laid back. This one's the other way.
I know. Could we have someone in the middle? Someone even-keeled.
Yeah, and the other thing is she really has to lay off of Fez again.
I know, you're getting Fez messed up, and he cannot get...
I'm not trying to
stressed.
upset Fezzy. Listen, listen, Ronnie. I'm just frustrated because I'm trying my hardest just to get his nerves calmed down, and I just want to.
You haven't done anything.
Yeah, you haven't done one thing. If you were so interested, you would have figured out how to contact Wiki by now, like Ronnie said. And you would, like, enroll yourself in a broadcasting school or something. You would make one attempt to move towards this goal.
I'm in community college right now. I'm trying, and you know
What are you studying in that college? What's your major?
Taxidermy.
Education. What's that got to do with radio? Why don't you just keep going ahead with what you're doing? Why will you care about?
Because I don't want to work in daycare anymore.
Then why are you taking education classes?
Because they do that at my school. I got to go to Baltimore. And I think, you know what I was thinking, Ronnie, for real? Are you still there?
Yeah.
If I could talk to Wiki, and Wiki's up in Washington,
yeah,
then he could give me an internship down there and train me, and then he could send me up to New York and then hook me up.
Go ahead and do it. Call him. See if it works out.
Yes, he's your Henry Higgins.
Can I get his number from Earl?
No, you should. Your first thing is to find it on your own, because I don't want Earl tied in with this. Earl's already on thin ice. The last thing that Earl wants to get is, why would you give a maniac my number? Call.
Because I'm not really a maniac, It's just the creativity. Look at Picasso. I mean, he cut off his ear. People
Picasso couldn't work on this show. He'd be awful.
And he didn't cut off his ear.
Yeah, that's right.
That's Van Gogh.
That's Van Gogh, honey. It's the wrong
Van
person.
Gogh. When the fucking people cut off their ears?
I'll cut off your ear. I'm ready to cut off my own just listening to your call. I'm seriously, I at least take a screwdriver and jam it in.
Will the sound still get in there?
Ronnie, listen to this.
Tell me something funny, Jen.
You want to hear something fun? Ronnie, I'm telling you what. You ever see that show, The Apprentice? Let me be your apprentice. I will put my own, I will find somewhere to
You're
stay.
not qualified.
Why? Yes, I am. I'm smarter than a lot of the people down there that got work.
That is not what qualified means.
And I'll
It means they've done something to get here. They will not let you in to intern because you have to be part of a college that specializes in that, and it all has to be covered for insurance.
Ronnie, I see.
You're not qualified to be an apprentice for a homeless person.
Let me tell you something, okay? I see I see all these comedians, Eddie Murphy, even Richard Pryor, who are now, Richard Pryor's dead, but before, who are like multimillionaires and are movie stars and are in Shrek and shit, and they all started from somewhere, from just being a little funny.
Yes, then go. Yes, all those people went to open mic nights at comedy clubs and stuck with it. You went to 2 or 3 open mic nights and then never went back.
You ran off the stage.
Now, if you hadn't done that, a couple years has gone by, you'd have a couple years experience.
But listen to this. This is what I'm thinking, right? Like, seriously, Wiki, he's I don't even stop saying his name, but XM Radio, right? They're a corporation, right? They're in it to make some money, a little bit of money, right? So look at me. I'm an undiscovered. Let me come down to New York. Let me hit the open mics, and I'll blow up. and then everybody would be like,
Who's stopping you from doing open mics?
It's because there's no open mics in Frederick, Maryland.
Who's stopping you from coming to New York? An internship doesn't pay any money.
Yeah.
I'll do open mics too. I'll do
Then
both.
do that. It has nothing to do with us.
Thank you, Ron. At one time, I had these delusions of grandeur, like a lot of
the
people.
fucking Jersey, man. Shut the fuck up.
Why are you
Come
yelling
on,
at him?
man. Because why does he gotta stick his? He's like Professor Doolittle and shit like that.
What's that mean?
I don't know. Anybody.
She combined the Nutty Professor with Dr. Doolittle. Somehow she pulled it off.
What the hell? Why is he? Where's your big Radio XM show, Mr. Know-It-All?
Crazy Jen.
FM show.
FM fucking. Y'all know where's your show that you could sit there and you could lecture me on how to get in the radio, huh?
Crazy Jen, if I talked to you like this, you would have hung up crying by now.
Nuh-uh, Fezzy, because I know you got love on your heart for me. No, this man, he just thinks I'm a crazy nut. He don't know me like you know me. You know, Fezzy, for real, you know me in your heart. You know that I would never hurt you.
I know you're a loose cannon.
No, I ain't a loose cannon, Fezzy. You know that's not true.
You're a maniac.
You really are a loose cannon. Earl, get this cannon tied down where this ship is into stormy waters. I can't have a cannon going back and forth across the bow.
Who am I going to be a loose cannon to? What, am I going to embarrass you in front of guests and stuff?
Yes, you've embarrassed me in front of listeners.
What are you going to have, like, if you had, like, Bob Saget or whatever on your show, like, I'd just sit back and I'd, like, interview him.
We have Mike the teacher on. We were doing an interview with him. It was all tied in with Valentine's Day.
He's going to take fucking New Jersey trains that come over the river and insult me? Come on now, Ronnie.
I drove in.
It doesn't matter. There's nothing wrong with taking a train. That's not low class.
Wait, why is he gonna come over onto your show and then fucking lecture me?
He prepared something today. He would never have a thing.
This was nothing to do with you. We didn't ask him to come in and talk about Crazy Jen.
Well, you asked him come and talk about love. Where's your woman?
She's at home waiting for me.
Yeah. Shut the fuck up.
What is wrong with you today?
Because, Ronnie, I'm tired of people. I'm tired of not getting that little window opportunity that I could crawl through and just prove that I could do this shit.
What is your long-time goal? If you got on this show, where would you be in 5 years?
Where'd I be in 5 years?
Yeah.
Being fucking hilarious, cracking people up, little message boards, ding ding, look at Crazy Jen, look how funny she is. When she was on this show earlier.
How many times has Ron and Fez given you the opportunity at remotes, on the air, helping you to go to comedy clubs?
We can't play any of the stuff she sent us.
And you shit the bed every time you get angry and then you disappear.
You haven't even seen me go to no open mics. So why are you talking shit? No, you have not. And you know what? At least I got the balls to go up there. Have you ever done an open mic?
A bunch of them, tons.
Yeah, that's why you're fucking teaching now, because you can't fucking do comedy.
You're a teacher, too! Except it's preschool.
Those who can't are fucking motherfuckers and they teach, as Jen's...
You know what? You're talking about the fucking hypothalamus, whatever the fuck you call it. Okay?
What is your point, Jen?
My point is, I called in because I love Fezzy, but my point is, I'm tired of everybody, feeding, putting all this shit in Fezzy's head that I ain't good for him and I'm like a leech when they're all
Who said this? No, Fez did this on his own. Nobody called him. All right, what do we got there, Earl?
This is her last appearance.
All right, this is your last appearance. Take a listen, Jen.
It's a short clip. This was her final words before she signed up.
Okay.
All right. Then I just really wanted to call and say goodbye then. Okay. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.
And that was mid-conversation. And Fez, would you say those were crocodile tears now?
Oh, totally
She never
fake.
met him?
No crocodile.
Yeah, total fake, because you could tell by this performance today.
Fezzy.
She's not sorry because she's turned it around and made it back on herself one more time. There's no remorse because with remorse, there is some sort of regret and some sort of, reformation where you try to do better next time.
Fezzy. That's what all this time I'm asking you, Fezzy. What do I have to do to tell you I'm sorry? I tell you I'm sorry. I tell you I'm sorry. You don't believe me, and then you say it's all about me when I tell you I'm sorry. Now I don't understand. Like if you Fezzy, for real. Like if you want me to shave my fucking head, I'll shave my
You
fucking
won't
head.
do it. That's the point. You never come through on anything. You will not do it.
I will. Fezzy, I will come down there 2 weeks. I swear to fucking God. excuse my language.
No.
I will take off of work.
You're fibbing.
Huh?
You're fibbing.
No, I'm not fibbing.
And, Jen, I can say this in total honesty.
Go ahead.
Hand to God, you make my chest hurt.
Why? Because you don't love me no more?
The stress you put on me.
Why is she putting stress on you, Fez?
Why, Fezzy?
Just this whole inner circle conversation that never, ever stops.
Fezzy, I don't want to put stress on your heart or on your chest, okay? All I want to do is tell you I was sorry, and that's one of the reasons I hung up, too, is because I didn't want to put any more stress on you than I already did. Seriously, Fezzy.
If you didn't want to do that, you wouldn't have tried to play your MySpace joke in the first place.
And I made a mistake, Fezzy. Fezzy, I fuck up all the time. Like, if you...
That's why we can't have you in here as a producer.
Finally, something honest.
Something...
No.
Hey, Jen,
so you
I
know
agree with you for once.
To be honest with you, I do stupid shit all the time. Fezzy,
Yes, that's why you can't be in here.
Fezzy, listen.
Earl did one stupid thing and he's written up.
Just the other fucking day, Fezzy, I was out in the parking lot of my school, right? And it was dark out. And this fucking guy, I thought he was in my car, right? So I swung over his car, and I grabbed the guy. I said, get the fuck out of my car. And I looked next to me, and my car's right there. And I had to apologize and slowly shut the guy's car. I mean,
That's a loose cannon.
No, it's not a loose cannon, Ronnie.
I'm dismissing you as a loose cannon.
No, it's
That's
not.
exactly what it is.
No, it's not. Let me tell you something. I bet you if Earl, if he found somebody in his car, he will beat somebody's ass, too.
Earl, do you understand anything she's saying?
He ain't no pussy.
All right, I'm going to ask you this. Earl, if I put her on hold, will you give her Wiki's number and...
Can I have Wiki's number?
I'm not. I will not.
Give her Elo's number.
Oh, absolutely.
Why?
Actually, I don't even have Elo's number.
I have Mr. Panero's.
Ronnie,
Do
you know
you?
what,
Yep.
though? Ronnie, can I just tell you something?
Well, it looks like you're not on a first-name basis with him anyway.
Listen.
What?
Look at my bits. Look at what I did on the radio, right?
What bit?
I did the egg bit. I did the milk bit. I did the fucking Chinese water towards your bit.
All failures.
No, it was not failures. It's better than Elfish.
Those are stunts. Those aren't bits.
Yeah, stunts. That's what I meant. Stunts.
Yeah.
You know? And I made it funny. I made it interesting.
I don't even remember. That's something from the past. You got to remember, Fez and I are in here every day.
I know, and I could bring something to
You
the
bring up
table
stuff from
every day.
years ago.
I worked my balls off, Ronnie. I'm telling you. And I love you guys. You know? I don't know.
Love is not enough for this job.
I don't even understand it. I don't know how we got into this. We were doing something with Mike. Hey, Randy, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Jen.
What?
You remind me of my little son. Me.
You're a me.
Why don't you just shut the fuck up and let Mike continue with the show?
Why don't you shut
the fuck up and go back to fucking flow here, and you just gotta mess up everything.
You fucking welfare motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
Come on now.
Go back to Maryland.
Go back and go get your GED transfer.
All right. Jen?
Your mom's basement, where the fuck you came from.
Jen?
Yeah.
You want to work in radio, right?
Yeah, I do, Ronnie.
Then one of the things you got to learn is stop talking over everybody.
I'm sorry.
Nobody else can get a word in.
Well, people come, they called it to, they got this perception of me about Fezzy, and you know what hurts me? Usually I don't care what people think about me, but for real, Fezzy's like my family. And maybe I'm not like Fezzy's family, but it hurts my heart. Not a lot of things bother me, not a lot of things I give a shit about, but I do care about Fezzy. And maybe, you know what? When he's like 99 years old and he goes to that great gate in the sky, he's going to look back on Crazy Jen. He's going to say, you know what? That fucking girl really did love me. Even though she gave me heart failure and she made my head hurt.
All right, we've got Don Wicklin on the phone. You want to talk to him?
Thank goodness.
All right, he's called in to talk to you. Wiki, how are you?
Hey, Wick.
Hey, guys, how are you?
Good.
Go ahead.
What's going on?
This is Crazy Jen. She wanted to talk to you about something.
Mr. Wicklin.
I can barely hear you. Okay, slow down and start at the beginning, young lady.
Mr. Wiki.
Yeah.
I would like a job on the Ron and Fez show at XM Radio. I am not a loose cannon. I am very professional. I have a resume. I was in market research. I've done all kinds of stuff. I'm funny. I'm a hard worker. You don't have to worry about ratings with me. I could bring it home.
Okay, you and everybody else that applies with us. Do you expect us to give you the same contract we've given Oprah? Do you want your own channel?
No, I don't want my own channel. All I want to do is I want to work for that show, to intern. And
Well, tell me what you're going to do. Tell me what you're going to do. You get there in the morning. What are you going to do?
Well, I'm gonna set up the equipment. I'll do show prep. I'll do anything that you
what
need.
is show prep? What is show prep? Tell me what you're doing with show prep.
Writing bits, writing game shows.
Okay, tell me a bit. Give me a bit.
You want a bit?
Give me a bit.
All right, this is going to be my bit, right? I was thinking about this a lot, Mr. Wiki. It'd be Crazy Jen on the street, right? Crazy Jen as a go-go dancer, Crazy Jen.
But Jen, excuse me, Jen, if you go on the street as Crazy Jen, representing this wonderful company of ours,
XM Radio,
you could expose us to some serious liability. I don't know that I want it. I don't know that I want to put you on the street as Crazy Jen.
I'll change my name to CJ.
Oh, to CJ.
It'll be CJ. Mr. Wiki, can I ask you a question seriously?
I'm sorry, what did you call me?
Mr. Wicklin.
Thank you.
Mr. Wicklin, if I could have the opportunity to come internships in your facilities in Washington, D.C., and I could prove to you for free.
Where do you live where are you right now?
Frederick, Maryland.
Where?
Frederick, Maryland. Do you know where Frederick, Maryland is? Over the Potomac, Mr. Wicklin.
Hey, guys, should I send the plane for her? What do you think?
No, I'll drive.
Gas it up, Wiki.
I'm sorry, should I fire it up and send it out to her?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, here, Jen, here's what we're going to do.
Yes, Mr. Wicklin.
Yeah, here's what we're going to do. Do you know where the airport is? You close to the Baltimore airport?
Dallas?
Baltimore
BWI,
Airport.
yes.
BWI. All right, they've got an airfield over there that handles just private jets.
Right.
How soon can you get to the airport?
Today?
Today.
What time you want me there?
Well, you tell me when you want me to send the jet. I will send the jet.
Wicklin, no, Mr. Wicklin, seriously, out of all honesty, I will do what I have to do to get. I mean, I don't want a jet. I don't want concert tickets. I want to work.
I want to meet with you. I want you to come out here. I don't expect you to pay for your own ticket. I'm going to send our jet, and I want you to come out here. And maybe if there, Fezby, is there any room at your place, or did Elfish trash it up?
Yeah, plenty of room.
Plenty of room.
You want me to come to New York or Washington?
CJ. Here's what I want you to do.
Yes.
I want you to hang up.
Okay.
When you hang up, I want you to make your way to the airport.
Okay.
When you get to the airport, I want you to go right over to the tarmac where the private jets are.
Okay.
I want you to wait. I want you to wait there. A big jet that's got the XM logo on it, and because we've got the jet out there, we'll keep it there for you. We'll fly you out. We'll get your train ticket back, and all right. But I want you to wait there.
All right, Jen.
You see people messing with me.
What's that?
Are you being serious? I'm going to go out to BWI and go to XM. Mr. Wicklin, I'll pay for my train ticket. You don't need to get me a jet.
We've got the jet at out in Baltimore, BWI. I'll just call as soon as I hang up with you all. As long as you're going to be as funny as you've been so far, I think we got ourselves a winners.
Now you're making fun of me.
All right, we got to take a break.
All right.
All right, bye, kids. Have fun.
All right, bye-bye.
Thanks, Ronnie.
Hey, Jen?
Hey.
You finally got to talk to him.
Yeah.
What's wrong?
Because everybody thinks it's a joke. Like, I'm not stupid. I'm going to stand in the middle of the airport by an XM plane and say,
Then don't go.
See?
If he pays to have that plane gassed up.
Whatever.
I wanted a chance. I was going to buy my own plane, or my own train ticket.
Buy your own plane. Show him.
No.
Come in your own plane. Better.
That's all right. All right, well, thank you.
All right, Jen.
Have a good night.
You did a great job apologizing to Fez. He really appreciates it. Bye-bye.
Like my chest doesn't hurt. Speaking of which, Ron and Fez update here. Just in from the hospital in Texas. The man that Dick Cheney shot has had a heart attack, and there is birdshot lodged in his heart. So, I don't know how bad this is going to get from here.
This just went from, like, a fun joke for all the comedians to do to, all right, now not so good.
Yeah. So he had a minor heart attack after getting shot in his heart with birdshot, which is still lodged in it.
Dick Cheney has decided to dress up as the Penguin from Batman movies. Doesn't he remind him? He gets into that deal?
Yeah, the man was shot with an umbrella gun.
All right, we got to take a break here. We'll be right back. Ron and Fez.
It's the Ron and Fez Show, XM 202.
Yeah, buddies, Ron and Fez Show. Got Mike the teacher hanging out with us to the end of the show today. I swear, Fez, Crazy Jen has picked up where Elfish has left off. I would like to see you, in this lifetime, make one cool friend.
That would be so nice. It's like I'm tormented. I'm destined to be tormented, where they just line up one after another to drive me nuts.
But you're doing something to draw them in. You are giving off some kind of an aroma, some kind of a crazy wink that you're not privy to.
There must be something, because I'm not nice to people. I don't email people. I don't IM with people.
But
Why not?
But you see it at the remote.
To avoid these situations that come up anyway.
The people who want to glom onto you guys, it's unbelievable. And Jen, I'm not talking about you.
You are talking about her because no one else is a problem.
Fine.
I'm talking about her.
Yeah.
But it's amazing to find that, again, all these people who want to, you can hear on the O&A show and on Ron and Fez.
99% of the people are very, very cool. Very, very cool.
And they want to be in radio. And you told me, Ron, one day when I was telling you about my ideas, you're like, Mike, do it on your own. Why do you need us for?
Yeah.
Especially with the internet. But Paranoid, start a station, and if you're compelling, you're going to make it. And if you're not compelling, you're not going to. And it's as simple as that.
But, here's the thing. And a lot of times, a couple of years ago, people came with us, I want to work in radio. So I always tell them how. Most of the time, they don't. Eastside Dave was going out and worked like 3 or 4 different radio jobs before he got here. Not just sitting waiting for us to be able to help somehow. Right. Just doesn't happen that way to get past the suits.
And not that I want to redeem myself, but Jen and anyone else, I was the general manager of a college station before I was 20. Yes, a college station, but I was GM. Then I did 10 years at WHTG, which Earl knows about, with Matt Pinfield as music director. And then I worked at the night that Eastside Davis worked at, and I've worked at the rat that Eastside Davis worked at. So I see what radio is like. It's not easy. It's not fun. Producing is not. Jen has this idea that it's like the Ellen Burstyn in Requiem for a Dream. Oh, I'm going to be on Ron and Fez show. Oh, I got to get my hair ready. And it's a lot of shit. It's
Earl,
a tough. Go ahead. Sorry.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing okay.
Are you going to hook her up with Wiki? You, her, and Wiki?
I'm just trying to. I'm trying to lay low. That's all I want to do.
Lay low. That's what you got to do. Play Layla. All right. Fez just made the announcement a little while ago that the guy that Dick Cheney shot, a piece of bird shot, apparently moved into his heart, through, I guess, into the bloodstream somehow, and has given him a heart attack.
Yeah, he's had a minor heart attack. Whittington was the guy's name. And that piece of bird shot is now still stuck in his heart.
Now, if you look into this thing, Fezzy, at a certain point, is there a possibility that Dick Cheney there could be charges against him?
Yes. I think there has to. If this guy dies from this, and he's 78 years old. I mean, that's rough for anybody to take, but you're already near 80 and get shrapnel in your heart.
And didn't at first they say he was just, they love to use that word, peppered with just about the face and the neck. I don't know. You got to go deep to get inside the heart. You got to get past a lot of bone.
But could it go into the bloodstream and then somehow get into the heart that way?
Oh, absolutely. Anything that is very serious stuff.
So if it pierced the skin, it could go to the heart.
Oh,
I remember when I was like in 8th grade, there was this kid in my class. He had been shot with a BB that lodged, and then they wouldn't let him take gym or they wouldn't let him take shop. I think they were worried that somehow he could have an accident. But whatever, if that thing started moving, he could die. So for the rest of his life, he was just going to sit.
Yeah, if that thing gets into an artery or a vein or something and then goes right to the brain, what's that going to do? Having a piece of birdshot in your brain.
Guy's got a BB stent. Unbelievable. It's just that this administration just cannot catch a break. I mean, you want to talk about the worst PR at the worst random moment. Just unbelievable.
Well, if you want to catch a break, you don't drop bombs on the wrong country. That's one of the ways to be able to make sure you're taking care of things. Here's, well, first of all, Cigars and Scotch want to talk to us. How you doing there, Cigars? You're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, in honor of Valentine's Day, I'd like to dedicate a song to Dick Cheney.
Sure.
Bon Jovi's You Give Love a Bad Name.
You Give Love a Bad Name. All right, thank you very much. Here is...
Shot to the heart.
Yeah, I got it. Shot
to the heart. You got... Turn this shit off. Turn it off, damn it. Fuck. It's in his heart, huh? Damn.
We may lose him, Mr. Vice President.
Shit, Michael Moore is outside my house right now with a camera. God damn it. Fucking pussy. Can't get shot once without acting like an asshole. Eric, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, there was an article in our local paper this morning that the sheriff's department did arrange a meeting with Dick Cheney, but that they turned away the deputies because no one had told the guy at the gate that they were supposed to come, and the deputies left rather than get in a fight with the with their security.
Well, you know, I'm wondering, you look into this for the Secret Service agents, why, if you're in charge of protecting the President of the United States, why would you let somebody with a gun close to him, no matter what that person's security clearance was? I got a feeling somebody there could get in trouble. You don't expect the president and vice president to be walking around with guns and having other people having guns.
Well, yeah, where any sort of accident could go off. Endanger him in the least.
I have a feeling if someone from some dignitary from a country goes to present George W. with a gun, that the Secret Service first come in and check this thing out and take all photographs of it and serial number it, and then they're letting these guys loose quail hunting, which, not to go off a tangent, is probably the stupidest thing. This rich quail, out of that Wedding Crashers thing. It's just this thing that these people do, shooting after these. My father used to go on these business trips with these big CEOs, and you're sitting in the mud, and he's like, this is why I joined Korea. This is why I was in Korea in the war, and this is what I was doing. I'm sitting in goddamn mud looking for a goddamn bird. I don't even know what the fuck it looks like.
Hey, Dave, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Dave.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, has anyone told you you sound exactly like Keith Olbermann?
Say
You
again?
sound like Keith Olbermann, he said.
Yeah?
No.
Well, I'll give you my picks later on, see how we do.
Here is Russ. Russ, you're on Ron and Fez. How you doing, pal? Russ.
Ron?
Yes, buddy.
Hey, Ron, I got a question. If this guy dies now, wouldn't that be involuntary manslaughter? And if Cheney goes to jail, well, let's just say, doesn't Condoleezza Rice move up?
Well, no, if Cheney were to ever leave, it would be up to the president to appoint whoever he wants.
And then they would go through, like, confirmation hearings, like a justice does or something.
Oh, okay. Now, is she Secretary of Defense or Secretary of State?
State.
State.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, the thing is, he'll already probably be in jail for handing out CIA agents. So it won't be a problem for him, because it's already taken care of. Now, also, I guess the White House mad about this because they claim Cheney didn't let them know in time, and then there was other things that maybe they did know, but they sat on it. So, just once again, it's one of those weird deals for them.
Yeah, the White House totally blaming this. Scott McClellan, the White House spokesperson, totally blaming this on the vice president's office, saying it was left to them to disclose this to the press. The vice president's office saying, we left it to the lady who owns the ranch to talk to the papers.
You know, presidents sometimes need a little bit of humor. Is this probably the most, again, I'm not Bush bashing, but is this probably the most unfunny administration ever? I mean, at least Clinton could come off with a good joke or something. You know, he'd come back with something like this. These guys, the denial, nothing happening.
Not a fan, are you?
I was a fan. I'm like Fez. This will surprise you. I voted for Bush.
Both times?
No, first time.
Yeah. Here's Sean. Sean, you're on Ron and Fez.
Buddies.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, 107.5.
Way to go, old school.
Hoo-ah! I got a good song request for Dick Cheney. How about Ozzy Osbourne, Shot in the Dark?
All right, we're doing, I guess, some phone request here.
Long-distance dedications.
That's 866-RON-0-FEZ. And then also Ron and Fez at AOL.com. Ron and Fez at AOL.com.
I got one. Happiness is a warm gun.
There you go, for the president, a vice president, or acting president, as he's also called. Ziggy, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies. How you guys doing today?
Buddy.
Hey, I just want to bring up a point here. If Cheney should happen to get convicted of involuntary manslaughter, which could very well happen in this case, the president can pardon anybody he wants to, so it'll be interesting to see what George W. does in this case.
I don't see either thing happening. I can't imagine that anyone would, because this is obviously an accident. And not a reckless accident, but one that happens from time to time. But to bring up those charges for that against the vice president would be, pretty shocking. Earl, here's another request for you. This one sent to us. Cheney's Got a Gun, the great Aerosmith tune that everybody loves so much. Hey, Russell, you're on the Ron and Fez show. How are you, buddy?
Hey, Russell.
Hey, how you doing?
Cool.
Hey, am I mistaken? Does the president or the vice president, don't they have some kind of immunity? So even if the guy does die, nothing will happen, right?
Yeah, I don't think they have immunity. I don't think they're allowed to go around raping people and dealing coke. Yeah. So, no, I would say no.
You're talking about the term is called executive privilege. Sometimes the president because of national security will say, I just can't tell that information and stuff like that.
If you can shoot old men in the chest, that is quite a privilege to have.
I'll run and get even with some people. All right, here's this big song. Son of a bitch. Cheney's got a gun. Cheney's got a gun.
Sorry about that, Mr. Whittington.
The world's come undone. Looking straight at the sun. What did her daddy do? What did he put you through? They say when Cheney was arrested, they found him underneath the chair.
When Cheney was arrested.
You don't even need a remix.
It sounds just like Cheney has a gun.
That's it.
They're like psychics.
Cheney's got a gun. Sam, you're on Ron and Fez.
The theme from The Rifleman.
All right, now we're talking the theme from The Rifleman, Earl. Who doesn't like The Rifleman?
Chuck Connery, he could...
Chuck Connors was always funny because he would have a gunfight, but only if he could use a rifle.
Right.
Never had a handgun, this guy. Yeah, I'll fight you with my rifle. Here's Bob. Bob, you're on the Ron and Fez show. How you doing, buddy? Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah.
1027.
Old school.
Yeah, how about Pat Benatar, hit me with your best shot?
That's hit me with your bird shot, is what they were singing.
Fire away.
Earl's all over it. First, now we're enjoying Cheney's Got a Gun, of course.
That's too good. It's just too...
Again, the man the vice president shot. He now has the bird shot lodged in his heart and suffered a minor heart attack after being shot by the sitting vice president.
How do you think Cheney felt when that fucking news was delivered to him? Mr. Vice President, I'm in a meeting. This is kind of important. What is it? The guy you shot? It's gotten into his heart, and he had a heart attack.
There's never any good news when the first sentence is, you know that guy you shot?
When you see memo, that guy you shot.
Oh, by the way, Karl Rove wants to see you and is asking you to open your own veins. You know that at some fucking level, someone's going to say, does he get out? Does he leave now?
Yeah.
You know, is this the best thing to happen?
What are we looking at here? What kind of damage?
Here's Blake. Blake, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Good.
I'm a law school student, so I'm by no means an expert. But based on what I'm seeing from looking at the statute, it looks like the lowest thing that he could be convicted of is criminally negligent homicide. And I don't think that they would be able to convict him just because it's got to be you've got to be constituting a gross deviation from the standard of care that a reasonable person.
Yeah, but from what I understand, he was pretty drunk when this happened. So for that, he could be setting himself up.
Right.
You don't shoot your friend unless you're drunk off your ass.
What about the fact that he didn't have his hunting license stamped to even be hunting quail?
Where would he go? Go stand in line with every other moke? You know what I'm saying? When you expect him to show up down to DMV?
The story today is he's already sent his $7 in to get the stamp for his hunting license.
Is that right?
Yeah. A little late now, though.
Oh, that's true. That's not a. Wasn't there a thing?
Is it
he wrote
retroactive?
some $7 check or something to someone I was reading about.
Here's Mark. Mark, you're on Ron and Fez.
What's up, buddy? 6310.
Hey, buddy.
Hoo-ah! Warren Zevon, Lawyers, Guns, and Money.
Oh, yeah, it's time for Lawyers, Guns, and Money, which basically I think he was a lawyer, right? The guy that he shot?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that could always lock up. This is one of the best songs of all time still.
Lawyers, Guns, and Cheney.
I went home with a waitress the way I always do. How was I to know she was with the Russians too? I was gambling in Havana. I took a little risk. Send lawyers, guns, and money.
Bush, get me out of this.
Ha!
Holy shit, it's in his heart. Hey, Gage, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
How you doing?
Hey, buddy.
I just wanted to point out that, first of all, the president cannot pardon a person for a crime committed in a state and that's prosecuted under a state statute.
Yeah.
Second of all...
Yeah, but this took place in Texas, right?
Yeah.
No one's going to give a shit down there.
Exactly.
Oh,
They were
exactly.
They were looking for a place to bury the body, and the guy kept breathing.
I also wanted to point out that an earlier caller mentioned executive privilege, but that only applies to legal action brought against a public person when the offense was committed outside their sphere of duty. So if the president or any other public official is convicted of a crime or suit, is to be brought against them for anything that doesn't have to do with their specific duties.
Right.
They can't
It's like if we can't sue him for being a bad president.
No, but if you...
Because if we could, the fucker would never have another cent the rest of his life. He would be
garnishing wages.
He'd be tied up forever. Oh, man.
Well, I don't think this falls in the range of the vice president's duties to shoot lawyers out in the woods in Texas.
I just don't see how they ever thought it was a good idea for him and his old buddies all to have guns together. It's just a wacky concept from the beginning. It's a Ron and Fez show, 866 Ron Zero Fez. Let me go to Bam. Bam, you're on Ron and Fez. What do you say, buddy?
Hi, Ron. Hi, Fez.
How are you?
Hi, Bam.
Adult gang. Cold Shot Baby from Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Ah.
Cold-Hearted Prick.
And then, here we go for a nice little Texas sound, too.
Yep.
Nice. Thanks, Bam.
No problem.
All right, bro. Peace. This country never recovered from Stevie Ray Vaughan dying. We never got back.
Thing, and that's a cold shot, baby. Yeah, that's a thing. The cold shot, baby.
Talk about a gunslinger, man.
When that Couldn't Stand the Weather came out, I wore that vinyl album out.
Just getting ready to wrap this one up. I love the voice, too. Had a great, great voice. And had a fucking real look, a real rock star look. Vincent.
Hey, what's going on, buddy?
Yeah, buddy.
I got a good one. I shot the lawyer, but I didn't kill the president.
Thank you very much. Bad news for Dick Cheney.
The man that he shot, Harry Whittington, I think it's Harry Whittington.
That was a great John Wayne movie, The Man Who Shot Harry Whittington.
He has suffered a minor heart attack, and now the bird shot that entered his chest has now become lodged inside this 78-year-old man's heart.
Again, accident.
Right next to that, it actually did say that the status has been elevated, the terror status has been elevated to yellow. You think that's because of Cheney? I mean, it really did go by there.
Son of a bitch. See that fucking Leno last night? I ought to shoot him in the heart, too. I'll shoot all those bastards. He should just show up every time with just a shotgun broken down in front of him.
Do we have to worry about him being a serial killer? That's the perfect plot for a movie.
Oh, he's got the taste of blood now because they said immediately he went and put the blood all over his face and his mouth, rubbed it on him, and said he screamed this out, "I've never felt so alive." Luckily for him, if any charges come up, either this or the Plame case, doesn't matter, he should be dead within weeks on his own. They don't know how he's staying alive.
No, he has had, 5 heart attacks, and that's not even exaggerating.
That's today. Wherever this guy, I think this guy goes to the bathroom, an ambulance follows him in, just in case. Just insane.
This sounds like knuckles cracking. It's another artery going on him.
Well, Fez, we're just ready to wrap this one up. Mike the teacher. Mike, thanks for being in today, buddy.
You got it, guys. Blast coming in. Jen, I love you, no matter what you say.
Yeah, I don't know.
I do.
There's something going on between you two. I don't understand it.
I don't get it either.
Uncomfortable show today, huh, Fez?
Yeah, very.
Yeah. How's the your feelings, though? You still stressed over her?
Oh, totally. It doesn't go away.
Her jet's coming down in about a half an hour, so I want you to go out to the airport, meet her.
I want you to go out to the airport like Die Hard 2 and adjust the thing so the plane crashes right into the thing instead of...
I'll take Earl out to the tarmac with me like I was Muni.
Well, you... meet her as she steps down.
Yeah.
And then after that, take her to the Hard Rock for tall glasses of Jack. Back to your house for a little snooze.
It never stops, and my apartment still smells like Elfish.
Oh.
All these days later.
You could not have said a worse thing to me than the fact that your crib smells like Elfish.
I have to burn the blankets he used like they're infected with smallpox.
Do you know how many bugs you're going to kill by doing that? I can't believe that you brought him back alive. I honestly thought he wasn't going to make it when I saw how purple he turned.
The night the night we spent in Memphis, when he was sputtering and talking in his sleep, Daddy, I thought for sure he was going, and just in a pile of French fries.
When he turned gray purple in here the other day because he was choking on his jack, I thought that was the end of him.
He's got to be one drink and or French fry away from just quitting, the heart just stopping. Like Whittington, a French fry has become lodged inside the heart.
I just want to have him cut open and take a look at the liver. I bet it looks like a catcher's mitt from the 1890s. One of those old, hard, big things that they used to try to use to catch with back then.
That's got to be, you know how huge his gut is. That's got to be all liver.
Yeah, it's all liver.
That's not stomach because, trust me, he doesn't eat. I eat when I eat.
Who wants to eat when you can be drunk?
That really gets to your mouth in the way of getting a drink down it.
Yeah. The other thing that works for him is that he just pisses himself rather than get up and go all the way into the bathroom. So it's not bad at all.
Yeah, and the days that I spent with him, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Best of your life?
No, not one shower. I didn't see one shower.
Why bring that up?
Not one.
Ew, I'm all grossed out now. All right, that's it for us, guys. We're back here tomorrow. I guess O and A are back tomorrow, right?
Yep.
Are their girlfriends letting them come back to work on a Wednesday?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. You're not working. Not on Valentine's Day. All right, guys. We'll see you. Peace.
See ya.
The Ron and Fez Show.